official healthcare provider of the Louisville Cardinals. Kroger, fresh for everyone. And by PNC, official bank of the University of Louisville. Now, here's the voice of Louisville Cardinals baseball, Sean Moff.
In February of this year, 307 Division I baseball teams sat with hopes of making it to the round of 64 in the big dance of baseball. Last weekend, those 64 had their opportunity to play in the postseason, and in a 4-day span, they were whittled down to 16. Now these 16 teams at 8 different sites are set to battle in what's a standard weekend in baseball, a 3-game series, in hopes of making the penultimate dogpile and a trip to America's heartland in the College World Series. Here in Louisville, Kentucky, an improbable path for both competitors. The 3-seed Miami wriggled their way through the Hattiesburg Regional in the number 16 national seat, while the Cardinals shocked the world. A perfect executed game on Friday against East Tennessee in a 7-3 win. A tenuous victory over the host Vanderbilt in the number 1 overall seed 3-2 on Saturday. And after a surprise win for the Wright State Raiders, the Cards had game 2 of the day against the Raiders and managed a 6-0 shutout on the heels of the arms for this Cardinals team. 27 innings, 43 strikeouts, just 9 walks, a 108 opponent's average, and a 133 earned run average vaulted the Cards to that regional victory. Now they have set their focus on a team that was above them one notch in the ACC standings, the Miami Hurricanes. Hello again, everybody. Sean Moth here with you, and maybe more than the game itself, I am so excited to feel this atmosphere here at Jim Patterson Stadium. The weather has postponed us just a bit, but that hasn't changed the fact that people are filing in as quickly as possible and filling the seats here in the Nest. It is going to be an overflow crowd for Super Regional Baseball, the 10th in school history, and the Cards seeking College World Series number 6. It all starts with Game 1. The Cards and the Canes have met in the postseason before, and we'll talk about that at length. But let's hear from head coach Dan McDonald and maybe reflect a little bit on the regional and talk a little bit about this weekend as we get our pregame going. And after that conversation, it's the starting lineups and it's the first pitch. It's the Cards and the Canes. NCAA Super Regional Baseball. So glad you've joined us. This is Louisville Cardinals baseball from Learfield.
You probably know that my friends at Ellison Bodenhausen have 4 physician locations and 5 outpatient physical therapy clinics throughout Louisville and Southern Indiana. You might also know that you can schedule an appointment within 24 hours and often the same day. Now, E&B offers deep tissue, laser therapy, and shockwave therapy to help treat muscle pain and inflammation. E&B can help treat all your injuries from head to toe. Visit enbortho.com. Ellison Bodenhausen Orthopedics, an official partner of University of Louisville Athletics.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Cardinals can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Louisville Athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line. And having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Member FDIC.
We are at Jim Patterson Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky for 2025 baseball, and maybe we didn't think this would happen, but it's here. Super Regional Baseball between the Cardinals and the Hurricanes, the 9-10 seeds in the ACC Championship. A little bit of a rainy start to batting practice here, but head coach Dan McDonald joins me. Coach, I got to get the really important question out of the way first. What did you buy at Buc-ee's on the way back from Nashville?
Oh, I crushed the homemade chips. I eat about half of them before I even get to the register. I stood in line. I almost boxed out a lady for the hot chicken tenders and French fry bucket. And then I had to get one of those like cinnamon squirrely things. I had like Arnold Palmer tea. I mean, I was double-fisted, like walking out of there happy as all get out.
We joke about it, but what does that do for a team's morale to just have a loose, fun moment like that after such a big weekend?
They deserve it. You know, they work so hard and they put so much pressure on themselves. And obviously we've talked a lot about the parents and all the anxiety that they go through. So it's nice to have some fun, man. I will say this group really does enjoy spending time together. So the blessing of the postseason is we have spent a lot of time together. It was great being on the road last weekend and still doing a lot of things where connection is a big piece the last couple weeks.
What did you learn about this team in Nashville over these 3 games? Because I knew you were aware of how gritty they were. They've gotten up off the mat. They've lived that reset that you gave them to trust you and win in the postseason. But what did you see from that team specifically?
Well, I think first what stands out is their talent, right? I mean, we had shown all year we can beat some of the best teams in the country. We were never as consistent as I would like, and maybe part of that was the injuries and juggling the lineup and guys, playing not 100%, so just felt like we got all the pieces back when Klein came back in the lineup. We started off 0-0, as everybody does in the postseason, and I just, like I've said, they're most prepared, in my opinion, because they can handle, I think, you call it the ebbs and flows or the ups and downs of a baseball game. When you think about that regional, we're down 2-0. To a very offensive, scary team against, oh my gosh, our guy, Patrick Forbes. But we don't panic. We come right back, and then from there, we just kind of rolled. And so, as a coach, it's just fun to watch because you know how talented they are, and you really enjoy this group and where they're at right now. You just want to keep them going.
I don't think enough can be said about the job that you and Roger Williams did, Raj in particular, with that pitching staff. And it seemed like, as we talked about in the postgame, everybody that stepped on the hill was at their best. I mean, man, you got just high-level quality pitching from everybody that stepped onto the hill, and I know that's got to be huge to kind of boost the confidence into what's now just a weekend.
Well, as we've said, a couple things. The last month, we thought our starting rotation really came together when Patrick Forbes came back after a few weeks with some rest, when Tucker Biven was transitioned from a closer reliever to a starter, and then Eberle just kept getting better right the second half of the year. So you felt like going into the ACC tournament, the problem was you're playing on a Tuesday and you don't really get to line up your weekend rotation. So coming back early from the ACC tournament gave us a chance to scrimmage that weekend, but gave a chance for Roger Williams to get that rotation right in a good routine, ready to pitch on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then, yes, I think our bullpen, because they've been thrown into the fire and they've been thrown a lot of tough situations, I think they're very prepared. And I say it, if you were to talk to Justin West or Daniel Levitz or Jake Schweitzer and Cutts, I brag and boast about our bullpen. Now, I do it kind of privately amongst our team where I'm always saying, guys, our bullpen is better than theirs. Nothing against anybody else's bullpen. Yeah. It's like I'm just trying to remind them how talented that group is. So when they run out there and succeed, it's like, I told you so. And they have to be the ones to believe. And as you've seen, there seems to be a lot of belief around this group right now.
A lot of things had to go right to be on this field for a super regional, but here we are. What does it mean to be home for another series like this?
I think it's fitting when it's the 20-year anniversary of Jim Patterson Stadium, and we honored Mr. Patterson literally to the day they played the first ever game here 20 years ago, and now in that same season to host a postseason event, it's really special because it's kind of how it started in 2007, right? We were happy to make a regional, and we were jumping up and down, and we went to Missouri, and then all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, we're hosting a super regional. And I think there's a little bit of similarities in this group, where they were very happy to be in the postseason, but they had a nice balance of, they had a chip on their shoulder. They didn't like the way the season ended. They didn't like the way the ACC tournament went. So it was a nice balance of, man, we are happy to get in the postseason, but we want to do some work, and we want to show that we're one of the better teams in the country.
We've had some nice crowds this year. These 2 games, these 3 games, depending on how the series goes, is going to be different. Is there any part of you that is going to have to let the team adjust to that? Because I know that we maybe haven't had some of the crowds, and postseason's just different, but to have a home super regional, do you feel like you may need to dial some of these kids back in, or are you just going to let them drink it in?
Well, it's a little bit everything. Just be consistent with our message, right? We're we're loving this journey. This group is confident. They like where they're at. Just play the game. We talked yesterday to the team about keep the standard where it is and keep it simple, and so we've been very simple. Throw the ball, hit the ball, catch the ball, right? Like, you can't throw it harder. Don't try to hit it farther. Just be who we are and just play the game. But it's part of it. The emotion, the excitement, it's part of it. But that's why you come to Louisville, to be in games like this.
Miami's been to 25 College World Series. They have 4 national titles. They haven't done it since 16. This is a little bit like looking in a mirror in terms of these two teams, in terms of how they've gotten here. But what do you have to say about the Hurricanes? And I know the job that Arteaga's done. They've got a big-time bat at third baseman, Cuvée, 2 really good starters. But what do you see when you look at the Canes?
Just a lot of pride in their program. You know, JD's been there for a long time, has had a lot of success. They got a local guy, Chris Dominguez, from the University of Louisville, one of our all-time greats. And so, you know, I've always played against Miami, whether it was in the regular season, a lot in the postseason. I had the luxury of dogpiling as a player in 1990. So it's always been a lot of talented kids, tough kids, competitive kids, and we got a lot of respect for them also because they're in the ACC. So really happy for the ACC. Like last weekend, I enjoy playing against coaches and programs that you respect. And, hey, who's going to run out there and play better and come out on top?
Let's win that first inning, Skip.
You got it. Thanks, Sean.
Dan McDonald, head coach of the Cards. Lineups and the first pitch of this Super Regional game coming up next. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
U of L Health Eye Institute is the official eye care provider for U of L Athletics. Our ophthalmologists and optometrists, who are members of U of L Physicians Eye Specialists, are nationally renowned experts. They not only provide eye care for the Cards, they are also the only eye care providers you need. From routine eye care and vision exams to specialized treatments for complicated conditions. With several convenient locations throughout Kentuckiana, they are also close to home. To learn more, visit uoflhealth.org.
Louisville baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better way to show your Cardinals pride than with gear from Kentucky Branded. Whether you're at the ballpark or watching from home, we've got the perfect game day apparel to keep you looking sharp all season long. Tees, hats, and more. Shop the best selection, lowest prices, and get everything you need to rep the Cards in style. Visit Kentucky Branded behind Trader Joe's in the Shelbyville Road Plaza and gear up for the season. Or shop online at KentuckyBranded.com.
502 Circle is thrilled to be the official NIL collective of the Louisville Cardinals, now a proud official partner of UFL Athletics. 502 Circle is ensuring that UFL student athletes are benefiting from the name, image, and likeness opportunities now available in college athletics. Visit 502circle.com today to find out how you can be at the forefront of supporting UFL student athletes through NIL. Become a member of 502 Circle today. Join the Circle. Go Cards!
Hey there, Cardinals fans. Your home deserves top-tier care and attention. That's why you can count on Southern Roofing and Renovations, your trusted local roofing expert. From the moment they arrive to the final inspection, Southern Roofing provides a guided experience from start to finish. Whether it's a quick repair or a full roof replacement, they've got you covered with the dedication and quality you can rely on. Visit SouthernRNR.com and see the Southern difference for yourself.
Crowd here cheering on the Cards as they take the diamond. Let's take a look at the PNC Bank starting lineups brought to you by PNC, official bank of the University of Louisville. Jake Ogden, shortstop, will lead things off for Miami. Ogden has been a mainstay as a transfer in this lineup, and he's followed by Max Galvin in left field. Daniel Cuvée, first-team All-ACC selection, 81 RBIs, 17 home runs. He was the regional MVP down in Hattiesburg. Cuvée is a dangerous bat in the 3-hole at third base. Dorian Gonzalez drove in 10 runs with 3 home runs in Hattiesburg. He'll bat cleanup, a diminutive second baseman, but some pop in the bat. He provides the 1-2 or the 2 of the 1-2 punch with Cuvée. It's Derek Williams. Broken hamate bone kept him out of the lineup quite a while this season, but he is back at the DH hitting 5th. Renzo Gonzalez is the first baseman. Tanner Smith is the catcher. They'll bat 6 and 7. It's Fabio Peralta in right hitting 8th, and Michael Torres in center field hitting 9th. Ogden, Galvin, Cuvée, Gonzalez, Williams, Gonzalez, that's Renzo, Smith, Peralta, Torres are the 9 for the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes 34 and 25 overall, 8 and 15 away from home. They were 15 and 14 in league play. For the Cardinals, Lucas Moore will patrol center field with Zion Rose in left and Garrett Pike in right. Jake Monroe's at third base, Alex Alicea at shortstop, Kamayu Neighbors at second, Tate Davis at first. Matt Klein doing the catching, and on the hill for the Cardinals, the 6'3" junior righty from Bowling Green, Kentucky, number 1, Patrick Forbes. 13 appearances, all starts this year. 3-2 with a .462 earned run average. 60 in the third innings, 38 runs, 31 earned. 48 hits, 29 walks, 98 strikeouts. 11 doubles, and 7 home runs. A .211 opponent's batting average, 10 wild pitches, 7 hit batters. Forbes set the tone down in Nashville. 6 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 4 walks, and an Louisville NCAA postseason record 13 strikeouts, a total that equaled the best effort this year for Forbes. So there are your lineups. Cardinals in the all-black uniforms, Canes in the orange tops, gray pants, Miami in front in white, names and numbers on the back. Black caps for the Cards, green caps with an orange brim. Here's your first pitch, and we are underway. 98-mile-an-hour fastball for strike one, 0-1 the count. And man, we have been waiting for this since that Michigan game in 2022, and here we are. Kick in the delivery. Breaking ball snaps over for strike two. And a fastball slider combo down in Nashville was the key. He threw one changeup, no cutters. So it has been fastball slider for Forbes. The 0-2 pitch. 97 up and out of the zone. Trying to get a chasing swing, 1-2 the count. Ogden hitting .345. There are 2 bats in terms of average. There are 2 bats in terms of power. Cuvée is both. Ogden is the average bat, but he's also got some pop with 8 home runs. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And listen to this crowd. One away. 98 on the heater from Forbes. He will sit 95 to 98. He's popped 100 a number of times this year, including down in Nashville. But that slider was working. Here's Max Galvin, all Hattiesburg regional selection from right there in Coral Gables, but he transferred from Oklahoma State, redshirted there last year. Fastball is hit up the middle, a base hit, so he turns 97 around, and much like East Tennessee, an early base runner for the Hurricanes. So picking up where he left off, Galvin hit .368 down in Hattiesburg as they had to play 4 games to win their title. A double, 2 home runs, 4 driven in, and here is Cuvée. And Cuvée has been a problem for a lot of teams, including the Cardinals last year. He hit 3 home runs in 4 games against Louisville last year, including 2 in 1 game, a whitewashing on getaway day in a series the Cards won. Slider misses away. 1-0 the count. So it's not there's only 1 or 2 guys can beat you because it's the postseason, and we understand how it works. But this is the guy you have to be cautious with. Cuvée already ahead in the count with a runner at first and 1 out. The 1-0 pitch. Brushes him off the plate, a fastball at 96, and it's 2-0. Cuvée hitting .379, 17 home runs, 81 RBI to lead the league. 29 walks, 48 strikeouts. This team will swing and miss a little bit. Hattiesburg Regional MVP, first team All-League. The 2-0 delivery, fouled back just above us and down into the seats and off of a poor lady's shoulder unsuspectingly on a ricochet. That ball came firing off the bat into the girders, and let's make sure that lady's okay. Oh, the gentleman that picked up the baseball gave it to her. That did not feel good. A throw over to first to check on the runner. 2-1 the count. And there is just a buzz, an audible buzz here in the ballpark. After the strikeout from Forbes to Ogden, and now Galvin with the single. Cuvée hit .351 with 24 home runs last year, a freshman record at Miami. The 2-1, and he fouls it back. 97 up in the zone, and Cuvée was just under it, but it was in a little bit on the hands. That record was held by Pat Burrell. He was drafted, was Cuvée, out of high school in the 17th round, and here is the 2-strike clap. Infield shifted with Neighbors playing behind the bag at second. Alise in the hole. Runner goes, 2-2, swung on and missed. The throw down not in time, but Cuvée goes down on strikes. It is the second strikeout and second out of the inning. Galvin takes the bag. So does this team run much? Well, 64 of 77, so a little more than a bag a game. Ogden, 13 of 13, leads the team. And in terms of Galvin, that was more of a let's put the runner in motion and trust Cuvée to make a swing, and probably thinking it was going to be a bender, which it was. 8 of 9 on steals. So here's Gonzalez. This young man was a problem down in Hattiesburg. Just 4 hits, but 3 of them were home runs, and he drove in 10, and he waves and misses, fouling that one off at the plate. And the runner at second, Galvin, thinking it was a foul ball, was headed to third. 0-1 with 2 out and 1 on. Our umpiring crew has Eddie Newsom with the balls and strikes, Billy Van Raphorst at first, David Ewell at second, Greg Charles at third. And the umpires are selected based on performance. So these are the best of the best in these 8 super regional sites. Runner at second, 2 out, the 0-1. In the air, left field. Zion Rose tracking toward the line. He pats the glove on the thigh, makes the grab, and we are underway with an inning, leaving a man on a hit. To the bottom of the first we go. Postseason baseball is back in the Ville, baby. Miami scoreless. Your Louisville Cardinals coming up. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Knock your career goals out of the park with a graduate degree from U of L's College of Business. With flexible learning options, our MBA, MS in Business Analytics, and MS in Accountancy and Analytics programs fit your schedule and your ambition. Join a cohort of driven classmates and learn from business leaders who have been around the bases. Ready to step up to the plate and swing for success? Get started today at business.louisville.edu.
Hey Cards fans, get your L's up. Liquor Barn has everything you need for this week's Louisville Cardinal action. Liquor Barn makes it so easy to stock up for tailgating and game watch parties. Head to your nearest Liquor Barn store or go to liquorbarn.com to download the Liquor Barn app and place an order for pickup or delivery. Shop Kentucky's favorite spirits, wine, and beer store online, and you'll have more time for the Cards. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Go Cards!
It's all across the globe, but let's talk about weather. We had a 30-minute delay to start this game, and we appreciate your patience in hanging in. They're still trying to get people through the gates, and we apologize to those that aren't in yet, but NCAA rules are NCAA rules, and our folks are doing everything they can. So if you're listening in, please take it easy on the folks. It is not their problem. It is not their fault, and I know you hate being in the ballpark, but we're doing what we can. And just know that you'll be rewarded once you get in. 71 degrees. We had some thunderstorms, obviously, for that delay. Humidity is at 94%. The dew point is 69. Winds are variable at 3 miles per hour, and at the moment it's just blowing out a tad. Your order for the Cards goes Moore, Klein, Rose. Eddie King Jr., the DH, the MOP of the regional in Nashville, is the cleanup batter with Pike and Monroe to follow. It's Davis, Neighbors, Ali Saya in the 7, 8, 9 slots. So Moore, Klein, Rose, King, Pike, Monroe, Davis, Neighbors, Ali Saya. Peralta in right, Torres in center, Galvin in left, Ogden at short, Cuvée at third, Dorian Gonzalez at second, Renzo Gonzalez at first, Smith doing the catching, and on the hill, a 6'3" freshman righty from Weston, Florida, number 52, A.J. Siskar. All freshman team selection. He winds and fires a first pitch down and in to Lucas Moore. So 1-0 the count. The freshman pitching very well in his debut in the postseason. 7 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, a walk, 8 strikeouts as this bounder foul goes outside the third base bag. 1-1 the count. Moore hit just .231 in the regional, but one of those was the hit of the regional, the 2-run home run against East Tennessee State that tied the game. J.D. Arteaga is the head coach of this Miami squad. His second season as head coach, as the next offering is way outside, 2-1 the count. 23rd season with his alma mater. Laz Gutierrez in his second season, also with his alma mater, and Chris Dominguez returning to the Ville in his second season. Here's a line shot right to the second baseman, Dorian Gonzalez. 99 off the bat of Lucas Moore, but right into the glove. And there's one down for Matt Klein. See how quickly the fans pick up on Matt Klein's walk-up, and I'd say they're doing pretty well. Hands above the head with a clap. Chris Dominguez, most valuable player of the 07 regional, is the third base coach and hitting coach, and Jonathan Anderson rounds out their crew of an all-ACC grad, Duke. Matt Klein playing in a postseason game here at home. Swings and misses. His first experience on the home diamond in the postseason. Second offering is away. 1-1 to Klein. Klein, 4 of 12, but he had a double and 2 home runs, driving in 4 down in Nashville. Scoreless game. The 1-1 pitch is blistered right back up the box, a base hit. So 99 off the bat of Moore, and that one 106 off the stick of Matt Klein. So the Cards making some strong contact. And I just want to thank the fans. The berm is packed. Down the line. Our trailer crew down in the 2nd Street Circle, packed on the rooftop. Folks are keyed up and ready for the postseason once again in Louisville. Sun breaking through the clouds. Runner at first base, 1 out, bottom of the first. First offering is a breaking ball, in for strike 1, 0-1 the count. Dan McDonald in his 19th year, leading the way for the Cards. Roger Williams, also in his 19th season, associate head coach and pitching coach. The 0-1 breaking ball is pounded into the turf, third base side. It's 0-2. Third base coach Eric Snyder, the recruiting coordinator in his 11th year, along with Adam Vrabel in his 11th season over at first. Bottom of the first inning, a runner on, 1 out. Rose has to battle here. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. 92-mile-an-hour fastball in, and Rose almost tumbles to the ground as he swung and missed at it. He'll relay a message to Eddie King Jr., and here comes the Nashville Regional most valuable player. The bench trying to educate the fans on the walk-up habits in relation to the song. 7th home super regional for the Cardinals. 4-2 in the previous 6. Runner at first. First pitch to Eddie. Breaking ball belted right to Cuvée on a hop. He loads and fires, and we are scoreless through 1 inning of play here in the Ville. Each team with a hit from the 2-hole batter. To the 2nd we go. 0s on the board. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Choose the best Honda with more Best Buy awards than any other brand. All Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are in stock and on sale. Honda is the best performance brand, best overall brand, and best value brand by KBB.com. To save on a new Honda, search your local Honda dealer today. Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards for Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
Louisville MSD is building a dream team, and we want you to join the roster. Just like the Cards, we're always recruiting dedicated players who want to make a real difference. Every day, we tackle challenges to ensure safe, clean waterways through wastewater treatment, stormwater management, and Ohio River flood protection. Our commitment to the community is matched only by the way we invest in our employees, with competitive benefits like tuition assistance, healthcare, parental leave, and more. Ready to make your mark? Be part of something bigger at Louisville MSD.
Show, Jody Demling. Visit all of the Roosters locations all summer long for numerous specials, including Monday, boneless wing nights, happy hours, party rooms, and more. Roosters, a fun, casual joint. Scoreless top, excited to hear the voice over the airwaves. A fan a little frustrated with some of the folks here that maybe didn't pay their dues, so to speak. Nikki on her way home from Florida tuning in. Kick in the delivery from Forbes to Derek Williams is low. 1-0 the count. So Williams, broken ham 8 bone, missed 6 weeks of the season. When he's been healthy, he's hit .331 with 9 home runs and 22 driven in. He grounds one to Monroe at third, who gobbles and fires, 1 away. So Forbes going fastball slider, and you expect to see that the first time through the order, but in the past we've seen the cutter work for him. We've seen the changeup work, but again, 13 strikeouts last week with that 2-pitch combination as Renzo Gonzalez is the batter. Gonzalez, a medical redshirt last year. from Miami, Florida. Doral Academy, 1 out, nobody on, and it's a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Renzo Gonzalez making his 30th start, 229, a home run, 9 driven in, 29 strikeouts in 105 at-bats. The 0-1 just misses in. He dramatically backed out of the way, but that didn't miss by much. 1-1 the count. Renzo Gonzalez, 3 of 11, 273 in the regional, as the Hurricanes hit 3-0-1 down there. The 1-1. Just low. That actually had quite a bit of the zone. And the count is 2-1. That's a good pitch from Forbes, but it's early. The 2-1 delivery. Outside, 3-1. Trying to backdoor the breaking ball, just off the plate by about a ball. And the fans a little concerned about the zone here out of the gate. The 3-1 delivery. Fouled out of play, and we are full. A lot of history between these two teams in the postseason, and it begins, if you didn't hear the pregame, in 1990, when a plucky young Citadel squad went down to Coral Gables and won twice against Miami and dogpiled on their field. Kick in the delivery, a fastball fouled out of play, and we'll stay here at 3-2. Got a rather large bird flying over the batter's eye. Trying to discern what it might be. I think it's a gray blue heron that's lost. Fans with a 2-strike clap. Forbes with 1 out, nobody on. Another 3-2 pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. So a 1-out walk. Renzo Gonzalez strikes out a lot, but that's his 16th walk. And here's Tanner Smith, the catcher. Smith hitting .259, 5 home runs, 25 driven in. He swung a hot bat down in Hattiesburg, as did much of the team. 5 of 14, a double, a home run, 1 RBI. He did have 6 strikeouts in his 14 trips. This team hit into 2 double plays as Forbes goes over to first. A good move. Renzo Gonzalez, 0 for 2 on steal attempts. Already a stolen base against the Cards in that first inning. Forbes with a pair of strikeouts. We're 6 batters into this game. Scoreless. Runner at first, 1 out. The kick and the delivery misses away. And Forbes having some struggles with his command. Nothing to be too concerned about, but a 3-2 walk to Gonzalez and a first pitch out of the zone to Smith. It was ball 1 to Williams to start the sequence. 1 on, 1 out, the 1-0. Misses down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Scoreless game. Louisville the 2 seed in Nashville. Miami the 3 seed in Hattiesburg. The 1 and the 16 ushered home on their home fields. Short lead at first, and a throw goes over to check on Renzo Gonzalez. Not a lot of first basemen that stand 5'10". And standing next to Tate Davis, there is a stark difference between 5'10 and 6'4", as you might expect. Dangerous pitch here. The 2-0 delivery is up and away. Ball 3. Patrick Forbes is going to have to straighten things out in a hurry, and Matt Klein's going to come out and chat with him to see that he can maybe make an adjustment. Your Clark & Riggs scoreboard is going to be limited. They are the official program printer of the Louisville Cardinals, and more than just a printer, but we're in the portion of the season where there are only 4 games today. ACC relatively active, but 1 is final, and man, did North Carolina make a statement. A 5-run first, 3 in the second. They won 18-2 over Arizona. Little chat there. The 3-0 pitch from Forbes, down and away, ball 4, and it's back-to-back walks from the Cardinals ace. So 2 on, and here is Peralta. A stripe of green and orange over in section 212 and 211. As this is a very proud program. 13 Super Regionals, 25 College World Series. But this is their first Super since 2016, and that was the last time they advanced to Omaha. It is their 50th regional They were here in 23-22, or there in 23-22, 21-19. So they have been into the postseason, but haven't been able to break the seal on getting back for their 26th trip to Omaha. Hello to the folks joining us on Sirius XM Radio. We're at Jim Patterson Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. Cardinals and Hurricanes in Super Regional play, Game 1. Scoreless, each team with a hit. 2 walks with 1 out for Patrick Forbes here in the top of the second inning. Associate head coach and pitching coach Roger Williams, who had such an incredible weekend in Nashville, tries to soothe the nerves of the Cardinals ace and get a double play ground ball. Peralta's obliged 3 times this year, batting .243 on the campaign with 39 strikeouts at 169 trips. Forbes slides his foot against the first base side of the rubber, not holding the runner at first, but playing behind is Davis, and he hits him. The 8-hole hitter with back-to-back walks wears a slider, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. So we started the history with Dan McDonald and the Bulldogs of the Citadel dogpiling in Coral Gables in 1990 on their way to Omaha. These 2 teams met in Columbia, and the Cardinals snapped a 8 straight Super Regional and 13 straight regional title stretch for Miami by beating them twice in Columbia, Missouri. Runner at third, fewer than 2 out for Michael Torres, as he's got the bases loaded, and he tries to bunt and sends it up on the netting for strike 1. Torres first with the bases loaded, 0 for 4. Second in this situation, 6 of 10, a 60% success rate. That was not a suicide squeeze. If anything, it was a safety squeeze. But a strike under the belt. Torres led the team in hitting in Hattiesburg, red hot at 6 of 15. And he takes a strike at the top of the zone. It is 0-2. Torres, just a freshman, wears number 34 on his back. From Miami, Doral Academy. Firebirds were the state champs in 22. Fans trying to will Forbes to a strikeout of the 9-hole hitter with the bases loaded and 1 out. The 0-2 pitch all the way to the backstop, bounces right back to the gloveless Klein, and everybody stays where they are. So that's the proverbial just a bit outside, but no harm as it caught the half wall in a sweet spot and went right back to Klein, who efforted so hard to catch that ball that he lost his glove. 1-2. Bases loaded, scoreless, top of the second. 9-hole hitter Michael Torres at the plate. The kick and the pitch away. And Forbes got to be careful that he's not too fine here, as he was way out of the zone. Torres hitting .211 on the season. 1 home run, 13 driven in, 29 strikeouts, 22 walks. First postseason experience at home for everybody on this roster. Bases loaded, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on a wicked slider that went right at the back foot. That's a huge strikeout for Forbes, but now it's to the top of the order and Jake Ogden. Home crowd already having an impact. That's the 3rd strikeout through 9 batters for Forbes. Bases loaded, 2 out. Ogden struck out his first time. Played in the Cape Cod League at Harwich over the summer from Homestead, Florida. These two may have faced each other in the Cape. First pitch swinging, and it's fouled back 0-1. Forbes was a Brewster after his stint with the USA Collegiate National Team. Cards had a number of kids in the Cape, but I don't know that they had anybody that was teammates with Ogden at Harwich. Was at Barry University initially. The 0-1 misses upstairs. 1-1 the count. Ogden, 313, 8 home runs, 45 driven in last year at UNC Greensboro. And he was at Barry University, D2 school down there in the Tampa area the previous season. 4-year letter winner at Coral Reef High School, the Barracudas. The 1-1, big wave and a miss at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 1-2. And now the fans will get the 2-strike clap going, and they are getting up on their feet here in the second inning. Bases loaded, 2 out. Leadoff man Jake Ogden at the plate. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Some high cheese for Ogden. And the side is retired as Forbes escapes the bases loaded 1-out jam. To the bottom of the second we go. Uncle Mo sliding over into the dugout. This is Louisville baseball from Learfield.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Pro Rehab Physical Therapy can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 20 convenient locations across Kentuckiana, contact Pro Rehab Physical Therapy today at ProRehab.com to see a physical therapist. Pro Rehab Physical Therapy, a proud partner of the Louisville Cardinals and trusted choice for keeping card fans in the game.
Want your brand to stand out? Start with Clark & Riggs. Clark & Riggs does it all and does it best. On-demand and variable data printing, direct mail management, e-commerce solutions, warehousing and fulfillment, large format signage and point of purchase material, retail decor and fixtures, rapid prototyping, the finest offset and digital printing in the business, online ordering and inventory management, everything your brand needs to succeed. Visit morethanaprinter.com.
Beef O'Brady's is a proud sponsor of the Louisville Cardinals. Visit Beef O'Brady's for good food and good sports. Jacob heading to the Gulf Shores, tuning in. Safe travels, appreciate that. Matthew, either in the same car or on the same trip or just coincidentally headed to the same spot. And apparently my voice put the 3-year-old right to sleep. You're welcome. I have that effect on young children, and particularly in high school and college, unfortunately, women I tried to date. Bob on the way home from work. We're about that point, too. Everybody be safe. Some folks noticing we're a little bit ahead of things. R. Gordon just 99 miles from the Schwab, hoping he can have some home baseball in his neck of the woods. First pitch goes high in the air to left field from Garrett Pike. Grass, track, wall. That ball is gone. Garrett Pike has been mired in a bit of an extra base hit slump since his injury against Florida State. He has just one double. The home run category even more bleak, as he has not hit one since March 28th. But the postseason can bring you some unusual suspects, and Pike jacks his 4th of the season on the first pitch he sees, 371 feet into the fans for a 1-0 Louisville lead. And here's Jake Monroe. So Siskar giving up just his 4th home run of the season. And Pike, the all-time home run leader, as there's a very quick second offering out of the zone, 2-0 the count. All-time home run leader at Toledo, single season and career. It's his 4th, and it's a big one to get the scoring going. Kick in the delivery is hit hard and high and deep to center. Backing on it is Torres. Kiss it goodbye! Back-to-back jacks for Pike and Monroe, and the Cards have a 2-0 lead. Jake hits his 10th of the season on a 2-0 offering. 106 off the bat. Folks, off the batter's eye, 432 feet. And he's been on base in 24 straight games. And an electrifying start to the second inning for the Louisville Cardinals as Pike and Monroe go back-to-back. And the fans will not quiet down. A visit to the mound. Back-to-back home runs a few times this season. The most recent was Rose, Monroe, and King back-to-back-to-back on May 9th against Georgia Tech in that 13-run second inning. And speaking of home runs, here's Tate Davis, the team leader, with 18 to tie for the ACC lead. We've done it once this year. What's Tag Davis have up his sleeve? Breaking ball away for a strike, 0-1. Tag Davis, 3 of 12, 2 doubles down in Nashville. The 0-1 lifted high in the air to left field. Backing on this one is Galvin. He's right at the wall, and he's going to make the grab, about a biscuit shy of back-to-back-to-back home runs. That just a little steep on the angle off the bat of Tag Davis as he sent it to the wall. That's the first out of the inning, and here's Kamayu Neighbors. Wow. Garrett Pike, opposite field shot, his 4th. Jake Monroe off the batter's eye in center. And here's Kamayu Neighbors. First offering, misses low. 1-0. Neighbors, not your prototypical home run hitter. He has 4 in his career. He lifts the hands, and it's a called strike. 1-1 the count. Just on the edge inside, but a similar pitch earlier did not get that call. Neighbors hitting .250, 16 RBI this year. The 1-1 in the air down the left field line and deep. Galvin sprinting over toward the line, reaches, and he makes the running stab as his momentum carries him toward the mounds in foul territory. So Neighbors tries to place one into the left field corner, but cannot. There's 2 down, and here's Ali Saya. So Ali Saya, happy to see a righty on the mound. He has the fortune of the 1 and 2 starters both being righties for Miami. Squaring and taking a strike is the Cardinals shortstop, 0-1 the count. By the way, Ali Saya, 5 of 10 in the regional. He was outstanding, and he hit some balls hard. 2-0 Cardinals, 2 out. Here's a ball lashed into left field, but charging on is Galvin, and he'll glove the sinking liner for the 3rd out of the inning. But Louisville hitting the ball hard, 1 through 9, against the starter, A.J. Sisker. And back-to-back home runs from Pike and Monroe have set the tone. As we head to the 3rd, it's 2-0 Louisville. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Money can't buy happiness, but it can buy you tickets to your happy place. Games just like this one. As the official bank of the Louisville Cardinals, PNC Bank keeps your finances boring, so you can ride the excitement all the way through regulation and beyond with the University of Louisville PNC Bank Visa debit card. That way, you can enjoy all the hot dogs, soft pretzels, and beverages to fuel your favorite fan activities while you're here. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Member FDIC.
At UFFL Health Heart Hospital, we're an exciting chapter in the Jewish hospital story. Built on a history of over 40 medical firsts, we're the area's only heart hospital with a focus on comprehensive heart care, where academic research pioneers innovative treatments and a network of experts offers life-changing care. Here, your heart is in the right place. Visit uflhealth.org/heart.
We mentioned the schneid that Pike got off of. Monroe's been stuck on 9 for a bit. Certainly a much better situation to be in. But in talking with Garrett's family, just not quite 100%. He said he just didn't quite feel right down in Nashville. He went 2 of 11. But he was close. He hit the wrong to the ball part of the ballpark a few occasions. The last home run for Monroe was against Georgia Tech in that back-to-back-to-back. Back on May 9th, so a big home run from Monroe, an even bigger home run from Pike to set the tone and get things going. And here is Galvin Cuvée Gonzalez, a big 1-2-3 punch for this Miami team, down 2-0 to the Cards in Game 1 of the 2025 Super Regional, a best-of-3 series. The series winner, one of 8 teams to head to the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska. And a 95-mile-an-hour fastball begins Galvin with strike 1. Galvin all 3 outs in that inning and 1 hit over his head. He singled his first time up, putting one right back up the box. Left-handed bat, the 0-1. in the zone, but maybe not Eddie Newsom's zone today. 1-1. Trackman says that was a strike, but the bottom of the zone, we haven't really seen a called strike yet, so that's fair. As long as we're consistent, we'll take it. 2-0 Cardinals. The 1-1. Wave and a miss. Another 95-mile-an-hour heater, 1-2 the count. Gavin Gallagher in North Carolina, by the way, at last check was 16 of 22 in the postseason. The regional MVP was regional MVP last year. And, man, what a start for the Heels. The 1-2. Cued down the left field line, foul. It'll bang off the fence, which is crowded with fans all the way from the end of the dugout to the foul pole. And that will ricochet down to Zion Rose, who flips it over to some folks out on the berm, which is absolutely elbow to elbow. Forbes trying to answer his team's 2-run bottom of the second inning with a 0 on the board in the third. The 1-2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3. Backdoor breaker. Galvin goes down swinging. 5 Ks already for Patrick Forbes, and there's one away here in the third. The good news for Louisville fans is they have hit the ball hard against Siskar. The line out from Moore, the single by Klein. Didn't get a velo on Eddie's ground out. It was pretty routine, but the 2 home runs, the Teg Davis flyout, and the Alisea line out all hit relatively well. First offering to Cuvée, and they try to start him outside with a fastball at 96, 1-0 the count. Cuvée struck out his first time on a 2-2 breaking ball. The 1-0 off the bat, foul to the netting, 1-1 the count. As they went back to the bender, did Patrick Forbes. Back-to-back home runs, Garrett Pike his 4th, Jake Monroe his 10th, extending his reach base streak to 24 games. 2-0 Cards, 1 out, nobody on. The 1-1 is up on the arm, and that one hurt Cuvée. He does not wear an elbow guard, and he drops his bat into the batter's box and is wincing in pain as he just wore 97. Oh, man. You don't want to see that. Obviously no intent, and flexing the arm is Cuvée. Apparently the athletic trainer is just resigned to believe his team is tough because there is no visit at all. And Dorian Gonzalez will be the batter. A little surprised. I would think they'd at least want to check with him. Gonzalez, well, let's start with Cuvée. His 7th HBP. 62 for the team. For Patrick Forbes, his 8th. Gonzalez has hit into a team-high 8 double plays this year. Left-handed batting first baseman flew out to left to end the first, and he takes ball 1. So out of the stretch, Forbes has had some struggles with his command. 2 walks and an HBP loaded the bases in the second, but he got strikeout to escape. Now a 1-out HBP after a strikeout has a man on. Here's a line shot down the right field line. That is a fair ball. Pike is sprinting over to gather it. He'll glove, spins, throws to second, not in time. Second and third, 1 out, but a close play at second as Alisea tried to deke Gonzalez into thinking that throw was not going to beat him. And boy, it's a good thing he hustled because Pike, one of the premier outfield arms in the ACC, was hunting him down, but unable to get assist number 8. And third base coach Chris Dominguez will gather the guards from Gonzalez and chat with fellow third baseman Daniel Cuvée. Cuvée is 6'4", and Chris Dominguez just towers over him. He just looks so much bigger. Big spot here. Derek Williams grounded out to third his first time. 2 in scoring position. Forbes with some work to do. The 0-1 misses outside. 1-0. Forbes continues to work glove side to the right-handed batters, and he's just not on the outer edge of the plate. Williams, a very talented player from Wichita State, where he was second-team All-AAC last year. The 1-0 is down and away, and Forbes pitching himself into trouble again out of the stretch. He's certainly free to pitch out of the windup if he chooses. a JUCO all-regional selection at Florida Southwestern 2 years ago. He hit .318 with 14 home runs for the Shockers last year. Originally from St. Louis, Missouri's Windsor High School. The 2-0 breaking ball is down, and it's 3 balls and no strikes to the cleanup batter, the 5-hole hitter Derek Williams. Gonzalez on deck, walked his first time. So another tenuous situation. 2-0 Louisville lead, second and third, 1 out. The 3-0 delivery is over for a strike, 3-1. Forbes was able to climb back with the bases loaded, 1-out situation in the second. Williams had over 2,600 rushing yards and 49 touchdown passes as a quarterback his senior year. The 3-1, wave and a miss on a 95-mile-an-hour heater, and we are full. Williams in the regional hit .214 with a home run, 1 RBI. He struck out twice in 14 at-bats. Second and third, 1 out. Cards up 2-0 in the third. The 3-2 pitch, down and away. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and that loads the bases. And one thing the Cardinals did down in Nashville is stay away from the walks. Forbes had 4 of them, 4 of the 9. In fact, the bullpen didn't walk a single batter. Danilevich, Cutts, West, and Schweitzer were dynamite. Danilevich on 2 occasions, but now bases loaded for Renzo Gonzalez, who walked his first time up. So Renzo 1 of 3 with the bases full, and he is 8 of 25 getting the run over. That is just disastrous in this situation. First offering is fouled out of play. 32% success. Oh, no, that can't be right. There we go. 16 of 20. No, 1 of 5. Still not great. 1 of 5 getting the runner home. Cards up 2-0. Forbes trying to keep it here, and he gets a strike in the right column. 0-1 to Gonzalez. Bases loaded. The 0-1. In the air. Left field. Rose backing. Tagging at third. The base runner, Cubé. The catch is made. The throw comes into the third base bag. The job is executed well by Gonzalez, but a second out is gathered, and the score is 2-1 in favor of the Cards. The sacrifice fly by Renzo Gonzalez gives him double digits in the RBI column. That is now 10 on the season, and that is sac fly number 2 on the campaign. So a little more unconventional, get him on, get him over, get him in. HBP double walk. And again, it's first baseman Renzo Gonzalez to get the man in. Here's Tanner Smith. Runners at first and second, the tying run in scoring position, and Forbes will throw to second and nearly send it into center field. Leaping stab by Kamayu Neighbors, the second baseman, preserves the baseball on the infield. Field turf surface here, full infield cutout. It's kind of a reddish clay color. Red running track of the same color. The mound, the only dirt, as this breaking ball is skipped up foul and back down below us into the folks of section 204 and 205 for a souvenir. The second ricochet of the day, and it's 0-1. 330 to the poles, 375-ish to the alleys, and 402 to center field here. A pitcher's park for the most part. The 0-1 misses away. 1-1 the count. Forbes has been fastball slider to this point. Gave up a 2-run home run to ETSU for 2 of their 3. The 1-1. Wave and a miss. 1-2. Tanner Smith is from Chandler, Arizona, originally from Bemidji, Minnesota. He transferred from Oregon State, where he played for 3 seasons. Never hit over 250. 259 this year. First and second, 2 out. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled up over the back rooftop, and both runners kind of bluffing there, and it's almost like Gonzalez had the jump, but it was too early. Forbes hadn't started his motion, so it was an anticipation jump, and he went too early, so he had to go back. See if they call a pick to second here. With 2 out and 2 on. And it is a pick to second base. So they read that just the way I did, that there was some intent to maybe move Gonzalez and Williams up a station. Williams 10 of 14 in limited duty, and Gonzalez 7 of 9. First and second, 2 out, 2-1 Cards. The 1-2 from Forbes, another pick to second base. The pitch clock set at 20 seconds. The batter has 8 seconds to make eye contact with the pitcher, and at that point the pitcher has permission to pitch. A violation is a ball or a strike either way, including ball 4 or strike 3. So the clock ticking down. The pitch is signaled in. Runners at first and second, 2 out, the 1-2. Reached for and sent foul down the right field line, out of play. We were delayed 30 minutes because of rain and lightning. Lightning really is the reason. Right now, the storm's leading edge is in Evansville, and it's headed this way. And if we have not completed the game, we will sit for a while. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Another 1-2 pitch from Forbes. High and away, 2-2. That one just up and just away. We've got some folks down in Fort Lauderdale in the cabana. Ryan and crew tuning in. Enjoy. Appreciate you tuning in. 1-2, 2-2 pitch, fouled straight back, and we'll stay right here. I get a compliment how well I broadcast, and then I forget the count. All black clad Diamond Doll delivers some new baseballs to plate umpire Eddie Newsom, wearing the black top and the dark gray slacks on a steamy day in Louisville. Right-handed batter Tanner Smith, the senior catcher in the batter's box with 2 on and 1 out. 2-1, the Cards lead it. Another 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 95 right by Smith. It's strikeout number 6, and Forbes is through 3, conceding a run, but retaining the lead. To the bottom of the third we go. Top of the order for the Cards. It's a 2-1 advantage. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Louisville baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better way to show your Cardinals pride than with gear from Kentucky Branded. Whether you're at the ballpark or watching from home, we've got the perfect game day apparel to keep you looking sharp all season long. Tees, hats, and more. Shop the best selection, lowest prices, and get everything you need to rep the Cards in style. Visit Kentucky Branded behind Trader Joe's in the Shelbyville Road Plaza and gear up for the season. Or shop online at KentuckyBranded.com.
Hey there, Cardinals fans. Your home deserves top-tier care and attention. That's why you can count on Southern Roofing and Renovations, your trusted local roofing expert. From the moment they arrive to the final inspection, Southern Roofing provides a guided experience from start to finish. Whether it's a quick repair or a full roof replacement, they've got you covered with the dedication and quality you can rely on. Visit SouthernRNR.com and see the Southern difference for yourself.
Posted a 625 earned run average, and they did catch a bit of a break. Their 4 seed was Columbia. No offense to the Ivy League in baseball, but a little different competition there. They got a win over Alabama in the opener. The Hurricanes pairing up with the 2 seed Tide, and it was a 5-3 victory before a 14-1 dismantling of Columbia. But then with a chance to wrap it up Sunday, Southern Miss got a 17-6 win. And boy, it was a nail-biting 5-4 victory in Game 7 to get the Canes here to Louisville. Here's Moore. Blistered one his first pitch right to the second baseman, Gonzalez, and he looks at ball 1-1-0. Scattered clouds, the sun in and out of those clouds. The 1-0 delivery to Moore is a check swing bounder up the middle. The shortstop charges, throws, and gets him 1 down. Nice play there by Ogden, as Lucas didn't want to swing right there. It was a breaking, or changeup, I should say. Righties will not see the changeup. This is a fastball slider to righties, fastball changeup slider to lefties, as Matt Klein is the batter. He roped a single up the middle, and he takes An inside change for a strike, 0-1. I don't think that's where you want the changeup to go. But he swizzles it over the plate for a strike. 2-1 Cards. The 0-1 is in the air down the left field line. Galvin sprinting over. Galvin looking up, and it bangs off the wall. Klein is into second with a ringing double. The Cardinals catcher from right here in Louisville, Trinity High School, with his 5th two-bagger of the year. He is climbing halfway to the cycle, and the Cards have a man in scoring position for Zion Rose. So Matt Klein, 106 off the bat in his first swing, takes an outside fastball and pipes it down the left field line at 95 off the wall. And Zion Rose, who struck out on 3 pitches, taps each side of the plate with his red Louisville slugger, gripped in the black and white batting gloves over the shoulder, ready to go with a runner at second base. A look to that runner, the kick and the delivery, and down low is ball 1. 1-0 the count. Rose, 320, 12 home runs, 61 RBI. The 1-0. Off speed away. Good take there. 2-0 the count. Zion Rose, one of the captains, along with Klein. Eddie King Jr., Tucker Biven, Kamayu neighbors. Originally from Brother Rice High School, went to IMG Academy. 2-0, down and away. 3 balls and no strikes for Rose. Zion didn't have a huge regional, 2 of 11, but one of those a big swing, the 2-run home run. Much like Moore. And now they're going to put Zion Rose on. So not going to mess with it, and that brings up the most valuable player of the NCAA Regional in Nashville, Eddie King Jr. I think that was an intentional walk and not a pitch clock violation. Somewhat curious, though, because it's not like this is a slouch stepping into the batter's box. Eddie grounded out to third his first time up. First and second, 1 away, 2-1 Cardinals. First pitch to Eddie hits him. He'll wear it. It ricochets into fair territory, even with the mound. Eddie calmly takes off the elbow guard and the leg guard. Hands him along with his bat to our Diamond Doll with a wristband and batting gloves as well. And the bases are loaded for Garrett Pike. If you're just joining us and you say to yourself, well, what has Pike done today? He just led off the second inning on a first pitch opposite field home run for his 4th of the campaign. Bases loaded this year for Garrett. And he is 4 of 7 of 571 average. And just as important, 14 of 18, 78% success rate, getting the runner home from third. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cards, obviously the home team in this game 1 of the Super Regional. And the bases are full of Cardinals for Pike, who is homered, looking to add to the 2-1 advantage. The freshman kicks and deals. Bouncing ball right to him. The throw goes back to the backstop. The run comes home. They're sending a second runner. The slow, the slide. He's safe. On to second goes Pike. 2-run score on an error. And the Cardinals have a 4-1 lead. The pressure may be just a little much for the freshman. The wheels spinning in the head. Do I turn and go 6? Oh no, I can come to the plate. And instead it'll be a fielder's choice. Klein scores on the play. An unearned run in Rose speeding home on the error. And now Monroe bats with 2 in scoring position. And he lifts one deep to left center field. Grass, track, wall, onto the top of the berm and gone. Jake Monroe with his 2nd home run of the day. This one 105 miles per hour, 426 feet, way to the back of the berm to the right of the tent. A 3-run hammer. And the Cards lead it 7-1. 78-mile-an-hour slider. You hang it, we bang it. That was right down Bardstown Road. Monroe with a pair of home runs. And here's Tate Davis. First pitch, fastball away for a strike, 0-1. So much to catch up on. The scorebook is a mess. 7-1 Cards, still just one out. Tate Davis nearly wears the back foot slider, 1-1 the count. The 1-1 misses away, 2 balls and 1 strike, and now some loosening by a lefty in the pen for the Canes. We'll break down how this inning has scored after this 2-1 to Davis. Bouncing ball up the middle, shifted infield off the glove of the shortstop Ogden as he moves deep to his right behind the bag, and it's going to be an infield single for Tate Davis. So Pike will go fielder's choice. Rose is an unearned run, but either he or Klein turns into an earned run, and King and Pike are both earned as Monroe brings them around on the home run. That was a lot of action in 3 pitches, folks. An HBP, a fielder's choice, and a 3-run home run. Monroe has 2 home runs in this ball game. Monroe had hit a single home run in 9 different contests, so his first multi-home run game. Tate Davis reaching on the single, and now Kamayu Neighbors the batter after a meeting on the mound with the freshman arm, Siskar. 7-1 Cards, a 5-run 3rd inning. Runner at first, still just 1 out. The kick and the delivery, Neighbors squares and takes ball 1, 1-0. Time for the Pro Rehab power play of the game from Pro Rehab Physical Therapy. Get back to life faster. Jake Monroe providing the power. 2 for 2, 2 home runs, 4 RBI. The 1-0 misses down. 2 balls and no strikes as the freshman is getting a dose of not only the Louisville Bats, but this overflow crowd here in the nest. Runner at first, Davis with 1 out, and they'll throw over that direction. Tague, 2 of 2 on steals. He's not a base stealer, but Neighbors, the 8-hole hitter, has a chance to hand it off to Alisea and keep this offense rolling. How long does Miami stick with the freshman righty? The 2-0. Over for a strike, 2-1. Looked like Neighbors was taking all the way. Klein doubled. Rose, an intentional walk. King hit by the first pitch. Pike, a fielder's choice, back to the pitcher who threw to the backstop. 2 scored, and then Monroe, the 3-run home run. A throw to first, and the fans booing the management of the running game. Neighbors trying to capitalize. 7-1 Cards, 3rd inning, with 1 out, the 2-1. Good breaking ball. Called strike 2 and 2. Fans over in section 215, I think the Louisville men's basketball team, they're not going to sit down for this one, just like the folks on each terrace down the lines. 1-1, bounced through the right side, a base hit. Davis turns and looks, but he'll slam on the brakes and put the foot back on second. It's a solid single for Neighbors, and everybody gets a hit. That brings up Alisea. When do they say we're done with Siskar? A little bit of a seeing eye single there. I love the postseason too because Twitter just blows up, and that's going to do it. Here comes a pitching change. Kendrick listening after work. We've got some folks, Randy down in the Cayman Islands. Jonathan happy to hear Grass Track Wall. J. Paul Allen in section 205. Phil listening in Evansville. Thank you, Phil. He confirms the forecast at Evansville. Tony in the Southern Parkway Cardinal Club starting to feel it. Brian, thanks for the kind words. David Magnuson, always appreciate when you listen in. Tyler loves June with the Cardinals. Got some folks heading out to Lexington for the KHSAA Baseball Championship, and certainly do appreciate your tuning in. Oh, the games are postponed to tomorrow. Man, oh man. So sorry to hear that, and sorry to hear that for the kids. Pitching change here for the Hurricanes. The freshman does not get out of the third inning. He faces 8 batters and has surrendered 5 runs on 4 hits with his own error mixing in. And the new pitcher is number 44, Jake Dorn. Not to be confused with the characters in Major League with the first and last names that are the same but 2 different people. So the lefty warming up. Jake Dorn, a 6'4" sophomore from Davie, Florida, transferred from Lake Sumter State. 7 appearances, 7 starts, but 0-4 with a 7.24 ERA there. He was at State College of Florida the previous season. This year, Dorn has been a utility guy. 10 appearances out of the pen. He's got a 1.64 ERA in 11 innings. 3 runs, 2 earned, 10 hits, 5 walks, 8 Ks, a double, 2 triples, a home run, 256 opponent's average, and 3 hit batters. So Dorn, as much as I want to do my head coach, manager of the Cleveland squad from that movie, I will refrain. But Dorn is a 5-pitch guy. Fastball is up to 90. And in general, he tunnels the pitches pretty well. His control can be shaky, but he likes to go off speed with the runners on base. He was praised by his teammates in a podcast I listened to because he gave a 3 1/3 inning outing in the regional to kind of bridge the gap. He gave up a run, 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, a home run. He hit a couple of batters. So the postseason line, not a shutdown line, but the overall season line has been. But Siskar exits, still responsible for the 2 men on base. He gave up 3 runs in 7 innings against Alabama in the regional opener, but has had his struggles here, giving way to Dorn. It's the 9-hole hitter Ali Saya, the 9th batter of the frame, with a 7-1 Louisville lead. 2 on, 1 out. The kick and the delivery misses down, 1-0. So Dorn. God, we don't have game-by-game stats. Could use a little help from the SID staff. Darn it. First and second, 1 out. The 1-0 to Ali Saya. Misses in the dirt. 2-0. Ali Saya lined out to left his first time up. The Cardinals already with a double and 3 home runs in this ballgame. Pike and Monroe went back-to-back in the second. And then Monroe hit a titanic blast to left. Both of those home runs almost the same distance, within 6 feet. Hitters count with 2 on and 1 away. The 2-0 delivery. In the air, down the left field line and foul, and that'll carry out a play. So every seat has a fan. The terraces are 2 and 3 deep, both down the first and second base lines, and I think down the first base line maybe 4 and 5 deep. The berm packed. The fans down the line in that bar area, elbow to elbow, and leaning on the fence rails all the way down both lines. First and second, 1 away. The 2-1 to the Cardinals shortstop, Alex Alicea. Outside, 3-1. Our first train during gameplay is going to veer off to the right and head toward Floyd Street. Beyond the trees and the batter's eye, but a moving backdrop beyond the right field wall. Through the trees and behind the scoreboard. A look to the runner at second with 1 out. The 3-1 delivery. In the air, shallow right field. The second baseman, Dorian Gonzalez, is going back, and he'll make the over-the-shoulder grab ahead of his right fielder for the second out of the inning. So, I don't like the 3-1 swing from Alicea because it was a pitch out of the zone, but I don't mind the aggression. And Moore will bat for the second time here in the inning. And if you'll recall, he started the inning with an excuse-me swing grounder back to the pitcher. Or an excuse-me swing grounder to the shortstop. Getting my groundouts mixed up. One didn't come to fruition, and it was a costly error. The inning should be over. Dorn with first and second, 2 out. trying to solve more. A look to the runner in second, and the pitch that's high in the zone for strike one, 0-1. That's not a strike, according to TrackMan. The changeup, though, gets enough of the zone for Eddie Newsom's liking. 7-1 Cards on the 5-run inning. First and second, 2 away. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1 the count. Moore 0 for 2. 366 average, 82 runs, 10 doubles, 3 triples, 5 home runs, 47 RBI, and 48 stolen bases in 49 tries. Only Boomer Whiting's 07 total is 73 ahead of him. With 2 out, 2 on, a flutter of the glove and a 1-1 pitch. On the ground sharply, but right to the second baseman Gonzalez, to his fellow Gonzalez for the out, and the inning is over. But Jake Monroe, a 3-run home run, the marquee swing of the frame, a 5-run inning, and ousting the starting pitcher, and into the 4th inning we go. The Cards have a 7-1 lead. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
You probably know that my friends at Ellison Bodenhausen have 4 physician locations and 5 outpatient physical therapy clinics throughout Louisville and Southern Indiana. You might also know that you can schedule an appointment within 24 hours and often the same day. Now, E&B offers deep tissue, laser therapy, and shockwave therapy to help treat muscle pain and inflammation. E&B can help treat all your injuries from head to toe. Visit enbortho.com. Ellison Bodenhausen Orthopedics, an official partner of University of Louisville Athletics.
Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. By working together, we've moved forward towards a brighter future. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. See why our new Kentucky home is the best place to do business and live a good life at newkentuckyhome.ky.gov.
It's just so good to have the fans back, to have the postseason back. Cardinals getting some big swings in this ballgame. Jake Monroe, 2 for 2, 2 home runs, 4 RBI, his 10th and 11th. The 3-run shot in the 3rd inning, capping a 5-run frame and making it 7-1 Cardinals. I know there's plenty of folks at ISCO off of Witherspoon tuning in. Probably a few of those trickling out of the office, trying to get that weekend started. I don't blame you, but thanks to those listening in. So Tim and Tina are on a cruise on the Rhine, listening in to Louisville Baseball. I love it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Daniel having a little fun at work as Forbes goes strike one to the 8-hole hitter Peralta, whom he hit with the first pitch in his last sequence, and now a running fastball that starts out on the hip and runs over the plate for strike 2. 0-2 the count. PB Peak wishes they were here. Cardinals up 7-1. The 0-2 from Forbes. Breaking ball sharply. Diving stab by Neighbors. The throw to first. What a play! The play of the year defensively by Kamayu Neighbors, diving to his left on a hot smash headed toward right field. He rides himself and fires to Davis for a scintillating first out of the 4th inning. We'll put a red star on that one. That is a rally killer, too. You get that leadoff man on, you feel like you can jump back in this, but that first out's so crucial, and the Cards have been able to get it in each of the first 4 innings. As Forbes misses way outside with a fastball, 1-0 to Michael Torres. Torres batting 9th, and again that batting average meager at .210, but he had a big weekend in Hattiesburg. The 1-0 misses away, 2-0 the count. There's so many threads to tie together here. Dan McDonald's first game as a head coach of the Cards was in Hattiesburg, so we thought going down there might be interesting. The 2-0 way outside, 3-0 to the 9-hole hitter Torres. Chris Dominguez's first game as a Louisville Cardinal was the previous season at Miami. The 3-0. Outside ball 4, not close. I mean, way out of the zone in a 4-pitch walk to the 9-hole hitter. And The command a little bit erratic for Patrick Forbes, but he's been able to pitch in and out of damage, loading the bases on 2 occasions. So top of the order in Jake Ogden, already 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. So we mentioned Dan in the dog pile. We mentioned Columbia. Dan's first game in Hattiesburg. Dominguez's first game against Miami. The Cards had Miami here in a regional game in 2013. And the hero in that one was Nick Ratajczak with a bases-clearing double. First offering back in the strike zone. 94 on the heater, 0-1. Ogden tough to double up, 13 of 13 on steals, but he's hit into 2 double plays this year, and sometimes when you hit the ball hard, you're a little more of a candidate. Right-handed batting shortstop with a runner at first and 1 out, watches one right down Bardstown Road, and it's 0-2. I think Ogden thought he was going to get a slider that time and just got absolutely baffled by the heater. Fans of the 2-strike clap. Forbes sitting on 6 Ks. He had 13 a week ago in Nashville. Runner at first, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. Tried to go fastball away. It was just off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good waste pitch right there. Close enough, you might get the call. Runner at first, the 1-2. Popped up. Forbes plays the position, but Davis calls him off, and Teague makes the play. 2 down here in the inning on an easy pop-up. And that brings up Max Galvin, who has singled and struck out. So Galvin, who's been a busy man in left, twice looking up to see home runs, but also all 3 outs in the second inning. Runner at first base, 2 away, 7-1 Cards. Oh, with Locke, they picked him off at first, but the call was safe, and Matt Klein says, look at it. Dan McDonald says, look at it, and it looked like they had him dead to rights at first. Patrick Forbes with a really good pick move, and he showed it there, and man, that was close. They're going to take a look at it. We'll have our first official review, and that would be a heck of a way to end the inning, as we shall see what they discover. You have 2 requests. If you get it right, you keep it. If you don't, you lose it. And the umpires have a microphone for the first time at Jim Patterson Stadium. And as close as it was, I think it was the pinky on the outside of the bag that was able to get there before the tag of Teague Davis, even though the throw appeared to beat him. Forbes, 11 strikeout or 11 pickoffs for the team. Forbes has 1 of them, but last year he led the team with 3. And this is going to, unfortunately for Louisville fans, be a safe call, but it certainly worth taking a look at. But an incredible job by the base runner Torres to get his pinky on the bag. Torres, 1 of 1 on stolen bases, so not really a prototypical base runner, but he has been picked off along with Peralta, Williams, and Cuvée 3 different times. And that's a Daniel Cuvée who's 6 of 7 on steals. Now there might be some first movement taking off. The good news for Cuvée is he's been intentionally walked 7 times, so that kind of evens things out, I guess. Cardinals with a 5-run third inning, leading this one 7-1. And again, not a lot of scores to pass along. Clark & Riggs, the official program printer of the Louisville Cardinals, and more than just a printer, sponsors our college scoreboard. We had a game earlier today, and boy, North Carolina just boat raced the Arizona Wildcats. Did not see that one coming. I thought that would be an outstanding matchup, but Arizona felt pretty good about themselves with the run in the first, but UNC with 5 in the first, 3 in the second, and they just kept pouring it on, capping it with a 5-run 8th inning and an 18-2 win. They gave up 10 hits, but Knapp, as the starting pitcher, did not walk a batter. And you know if he's going to get 18 runs, the other team's in trouble. They have a microphone, so they'll explain the call here. Yep. And they'll confirm the call. And as good as it looked in real time, the review and replay certainly uncovered the fact that He was back to the bag with that pinky finger before the tag of Tage Davis. Number 8 seed overall against number 9 seed Oregon State, what theoretically is the best matchup on paper in the Supers. That gets underway in Corvallis at 6 o'clock, and then number 11 Coastal Carolina and number 10 Auburn in terms of rankings in the 9 o'clock game. So good job, ESPN. The West Coast team at 6 and the East Coast team at 9. Makes perfect sense. Unbelievable. Galvin takes ball 1, 1-0 the count, a single and a strikeout. We'll see if Torres learned his lesson. Shortens up his lead a little bit at first base. The 1-0, fouled out of play over toward the sweet area, but it catches the angled netting that connects the backstop net to the rooftop and bounces to Cuvée, who shows off his soccer skills and kicks it to the ball boy for the Hurricanes in front of the third base dugout. 1-1 the count. 2 out, a runner on. Forbes with a 1-1 delivery. Swinging a foul tip off of Klein. 94 on the fastball right down the middle. I mean, couldn't have been any more right down the middle. And even so, Galvin still couldn't catch up. It's 1-2. Galvin, all-regional team. Played for the Miami-Dade Sharks in 2023 and 2022. And then at Oklahoma State last year, redshirting. Transferred back home to Coral Gables. Runner at first, 2 out, a throw to first, and back is Torres with a shorter lead. 2 in the second for the Cards. A single run on the sac fly by Renzo Gonzalez in the third for the Canes, and then a 5-run third. A towering home run from Jake Monroe, a 3-run shot. Another throw to first, and a close play again as the diminutive freshman center fielder gets the hand back on the bag. Our traffic copters giving a little afternoon drive baseball view on the news. And a capacity crowd here in the nest. The 1-2 pitch. Skewered into left field, and a little inside-out swing that's going to drop and roll into foul territory. Gathered by Rose. He'll bring a one-hop throw to the third base bag, but that's just one of those where you inside out of fastball, and if that's a wooden bat, Max Galvin has a handful of splinters, but that's a great piece of hitting with the aluminum twig, and that unfortunately brings Cuvée to the plate with 2 in scoring position. So that pickoff not coming to fruition could prove to be costly, as it is a double for Galvin. And so Cuvée steps in. You're always a swing away with Cuvée. Should be a slogan. Sophomore from Fort Lauderdale. What a player. First pitch. Misses away, 1-0. Hit by a pitch and a strikeout. Cuvée to earned MOP went .385 average, 2 doubles, a home run, and 5 driven in. It's tough when you hit 3 home runs and drive in 10 and you're not regional's most outstanding player, but Gonzalez hit just .250. The 1-0. Wave and a miss on a slider. Actually, I think that was the cutter out of the hand for Forbes, evening the count at 1-1. Second and third, 2 out. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball down. 2-1. Dangerous spot here for the Cardinals. A 7-1 lead, but Cuvée, 17 home runs on the season. He had 2 3-run home runs last year on getaway day, and then hit 1 in the tournament against the Cards. The 2-1. All the way to the backstop on a carom, though. It's right to Klein, and back to third scampers Michael Torres. So that's 2 potential wild pitches that have gone to the backstop cleanly enough that the Cards haven't paid the price. The count is 3-1, and it's almost worth putting Cuvée on, but Dorian Gonzalez is the man that drove in 10 in the regional. That was a fastball that got away from Forbes. Second and third, 2 out, the 3-1. Right down the middle. A cutter. And it's 2-2. Fans on their feet. Cards trying to protect a 7-1 lead. Runners at second and third, 2 out here in the top of the 4th inning. The 3-2 pitch from Forbes to Cubé. Swing and a miss, strike 3. High cheese again. And Forbes fired up as he joins his teammates in the dugout for the bottom of the 4th inning. Strikeout number 7 for Forbes. And postseason home baseball continues to be an absolute joy here at the corner of 3rd and Central. To the bottom of the 4th we go, 7-1 Cards. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Hey, Cards fans, get your L's up. Liquor Barn has everything you need for this week's Louisville Cardinal action. Liquor Barn makes it so easy to stock up for tailgating and game watch parties. Head to your nearest Liquor Barn store or go to liquorbarn.com to download the Liquor Barn app and place an order for pickup or delivery. Shop Kentucky's favorite spirits, wine, and beer store online, and you'll have more time for the Cards. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Go Cards!
At UFFL Health Heart Hospital, we're an exciting chapter in the Jewish hospital story, built on a history of over 40 medical firsts. We're the area's only heart hospital, with a focus on comprehensive heart care, where academic research pioneers innovative treatments, and a network of experts offers life-changing care. Here, your heart is in the right place. Visit uflhealth.org/heart.
Rainstorms get back to St. Louis safely. Appreciate you tuning in. We miss you here, but send some love out to the folks in the Gateway City. It's been a fun one here so far. A long ways to go. Matt Klein set to bat. He digs in from the left side against the reliever Dorn. And we told you we'd get Siskar's numbers. We have not done that yet, but we will now. Bender over for a strike. It's 0-1. 10 to the plate in that 5-run inning for the Cardinals. Siskar goes 2 1/3, 7 runs, 6 earned, 7 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. The 0-1 gets past the catcher Smith, 1-1 the count. Klein has singled, doubled, and scored. Pike brought him home on that fielder's choice that should have been at least an out, if not a double play. They instead got nobody on the bad throw. 2 runs came in. The 1-1 to Klein fishes away. 2-1 the count. Louisville with a 7-1 lead in Game 1 of this Super Regional. Finishing out Siskar after this 2-1 delivery to Matt Klein. And it's ball 3 low. These are the days that guys like Klein have dreamed about their entire life. Tucker Biven, they just lay in bed thinking about it. And it's been tough the last couple of years, not being able to make that postseason trip for anybody on this team. Hitters count here for Klein, the 3-1 from Dorn. And it's ball 4. A 4-pitch walk opens up the 4th inning. And I think there's some desire from the Hurricanes to get some length out of Dorn once again. Siskar hit a batter, a double, 3 home runs. He had given up 3 home runs in 64 innings this season, and they leave the yard in Miami. That's a bit of a hitter's park. 41 pitches, 26 strikes. Let's see if we can get Zion Rose going. A strikeout, an intentional walk. He has a runner at first, nobody out. 7-1 Louisville, bottom of the 4th inning. Dorn comes set. A long stare down, the kick and the pitch. Misses down. And having some struggles with the zone is Dorn. Righty-lefty matchups for Dorn. 304 for lefties and just 188 for right-handed hitters, so reverse splits. A look to the runner at first, and the pitch plateward. An inside strike. That evens the count at 1-1. Seven-1 Cards. Helicopter flying overhead. Cloudy skies. Rain is coming at some point. Runner at first base, nobody out, and the throw checks on Klein. He'll put a toe on the bag. Matt is not a base stealer. Klein 26 games, 25 starts through the first 59. He missed just under half of the season with a broken arm after he took an HBP off of that glove hand arm. The 1-1 to Zion Rose. Lasered into center field, the base hit. Zion hit that one right on the nose, just shy of the century mark, and there's 2 on with nobody out for Eddie King Jr. The offense has carried the team this year. 306 average. The defense, 970 fielding, but if you take the pitcher's errors away, been a lot of errors on pickoffs. The actual defensive play for this team has been very, very good. But the team ERA at 5.48 has been a struggle until last weekend. And last weekend, the pitching was College World Series NCAA champion worthy. Here's Eddie King Jr. with 2 on and nobody out, a 7-1 lead. First pitch misses upstairs. 1-0. Eddie grounded out to third on the first pitch he saw in the first and was hit by the first pitch he saw in the third inning. We're in the bottom of the fourth. It's 7-1 Louisville leading Miami in game 1 of this Super Regional. 2 on, nobody out. Creeping in at first, Gonzalez defensively. The 1-0 to King. Over for a strike. 1-1 the count. The fastball at 88 miles per hour out of the hand of the reliever, Dorn. Orangish leather glove tucked up against the chest. Peering under the orange brim of the green cap. A look to the runner at second, the 1-1. Flared foul up toward the seats and into the first row on a carom. It's caught by a fan. A souvenir and a clean play. The count now 1-2. Eddie, 2 doubles, a home run, 4 RBI, 6 for 12 in the regional. Blistered a home run to center field in Nashville. First and second, nobody out. The 1-2 outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cards have had a power supply here. They had 5 home runs in 3 games down in Nashville. Already with 3, including 2 by Monroe. The 2-2. Smoked foul down the left field line. Eddie was so far out in front of that. That might have been to center field on the adjacent field. 103 off the bat on that hanging breaking ball in, but Eddie hit that like he was facing a quarter turn the other way. Mercy, he hammered that ball. Oh, my. First and second, nobody out. Another 2-2 pitch. Outside, and we are full. Great take from Eddie King Jr. That ball might have ended up on 3rd Street. On the fly. Or it hit the house where those folks are on the rooftop. Maybe even listening in. I can't see you this year, unfortunately, with the stands. 2 on, the 3-2 pitch. Into left field. Base hit as it drops. Stop sign decline, and they are loaded for Pike. A walk and a pair of singles have greeted Dorn rudely here. Bases loaded, nobody out, and this Cardinals offense loves to swing it at home. I'm going to try to go beyond just making claims like that, because I think I can. The Cardinals here at Jim Patterson Stadium, 27-7, 329 average, 50 of their 77 regular season and postseason home runs coming into today's game. Bases loaded for Pike, already with a home run today. First pitch, and he's swinging for the second, and comes up empty, 0-1. Bases loaded for Garrett. Hit a comebacker his last time up with the bases full, but an error allowed 2 to score. The 0-1. In the air, shallow left field, backing on it the shortstop and the third baseman, colliding are Cuvée and Ogden, but it's Ogden that comes away with it, and Pike fails to get the job done. Garrett so good this season, 14 of 18 and 4 of 7 with the bases loaded, is 1 for 2 now in the run home. and 0 for 2 in the bases loaded situation, but nearly some poor communication leading to a run. And here's Monroe. Well, Monroe with the bases loaded this year is 3 of 9. He has a grand slam. He has already homered twice today, both off of the starter Siskar. No place to put him with 1 out. The kick and the pitch. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. Don't think he was expecting to see that. I would expect the full complement of crooked pitches from here. Bases loaded, Cards up 7-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Monroe with 2 home runs at the plate. The 0-1. Off the end of the bat, foul out of play right side over the crowded terrace, and it's 0-2. Monroe, junior from Champaign, Illinois. JUCO All-Star, having a tremendous year for the Cards and an unbelievable Game 1. The 0-2, reached for and sent in the air, right center field. Curling in is Peralta. He'll make the play. Tagging at third is Klein. The throw coming into second. Tagging at second is Rose. The run comes home. Monroe gets the job done. He's driven in 5, and it's 8-1 Louisville. He just kind of flick of the wrist on that changeup. Threw it, a pitch off the plate into right field for the sac fly. And here's Tage Davis, again with the runners tagging at second and third. So have a day, Monroe. With those 5 RBI, he's driven in 57 on the year, passing King for second on the team to Zion Rose. And we'll find Monroe's page in the notes again. With runners at the corners and 2 out. Tage takes up high, 1-0. Monroe's first 2-homer game of his career and a career high in RBI. He had 4 in 3 different contests. So the 5 stakes a new standard for the third baseman. Davis looking for a pitch to hit, the 1-0. Popped up left side. This will carry into the stands. Who wants to make a play on this one? Nobody. And the count evens at 1-1 to Tage Davis. Davis flew out to left at the wall in the second inning, singled in the third up the middle. He has light tower power. The longest home run of the year hit at NC State. 18 home runs for the son of the former big leaguer Ben, who does TV for the Phillies. First and third, 2 out, the 1-1. Good. Take outside, 2-1 the count. 2 out, a run home, 8-1 Cards. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rain is on the way. Davis, semi-open stance, back to no batting gloves. The 2-1 in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. Tage doubled twice down in Nashville. One of those, a beautiful opposite field swing. He has been given a host of breaking balls all year long, but he's got a hitter's count here. First and third, 2 out. The 3-1 to Tage Davis. Lifted foul out of play left side over the terrace. And we are full. Our student radio broadcast for the Miami folks under a tent behind section 209. Please be kind. Good kids. Right in the throes of the Cardinals fans. First and third, 2 out. The 3-2 to Tage Davis. Ball 4. And the bases are loaded for Neighbors. So good patience from Tage Davis. King jaunts on to second. And Rose already at third. Neighbors with the bases loaded this season, just 1 of 6. Louisville in this game already with 2 at-bats with the bases loaded, and here comes a visit to the mound. We have a pitcher loosening. This could be a change. It's a switch hitter at the plate, so no real clear advantage. Lefty's actually hitting better against Dorn. As the Hurricanes pitching coach Laz Gutierrez is chatting. He was the head coach at Nova Southeastern, a Power Division II school, graduated from Miami in '98. He spent 13 years in the Boston organization as the mental skills coordinator and was part of 3 World Series teams. He also coached at North Adams. I don't know if Chris Cates and Logan Johnson played for him at North Adams or not, but he was a pitching coach at Barry and head coach at Coral Gables High School after playing 3 years of pro ball. Gutierrez and Arteaga Miami grads, Dominguez the Louisville grad, and Anderson the Duke grad for the coaching staff, all ACC and all super regional teams. Bases loaded for Neighbors. He singled his last time, 1 of 2. First pitch popped up. Second baseman Dorian Gonzalez says he has it. Just off the skin of the infield, he does. First pitch, Neighbors swinging at a pitch up in the zone, pops it up to the second baseman, and the Louisville threat is extinguished. But a sac fly from Monroe continues his perfect day. He has driven in a career-best 5 with a pair of home runs and a sac fly. And we head to the 5th. The Cards leading now 8-1. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
502 Circle is thrilled to be the official NIL collective of the Louisville Cardinals, now a proud official partner of UFL Athletics. 502 Circle is ensuring that UFL student athletes are benefiting from the name, image, and likeness opportunities now available in college athletics. Visit 502circle.com today to find out how you can be at the forefront of supporting UFL student athletes through NIL. Become a member of 502 Circle today. Join the Circle. Go Cards!
U of L Health Eye Institute is the official eye care provider for U of L Athletics. Our ophthalmologists and optometrists, who are members of U of L Physicians Eye Specialists, are nationally renowned experts. They not only provide eye care for the Cards, they are also the only eye care providers you need. From routine eye care and vision exams to specialized treatments for complicated conditions. With several convenient locations throughout Kentuckiana, they are also close to home. To learn more, visit uoflhealth.org.
Welcome back to the Nest. 8-1 Cards through 4 complete innings here at Jim Patterson Stadium, and I'm gonna wear it out, folks. Thank you to the fans. I miss postseason baseball because I love for the kids to have the success, and that's first and foremost. But it just, even the Kentucky games or big weekends during the regular season just pale in comparison. And I can only imagine the juggernaut Louisville would be in baseball if we could have this type of crowd for every home game like they do in some of the other traditional powers. But with that, I don't expect that, and I'm just grateful that the fans show out like they do in the postseason. This is beautiful. Dorian Gonzalez, a double in 2 trips, can't hold up the swing. He's down a strike, 0-1. Ogden a strikeout, Williams a ground out, Galvin a strikeout, Peralta a ground out. Out number 1 has been recorded in each of the first 4 innings from Forbes as he's handed an 8-1 lead in the 5th. 0-1, fouled back over the terrace into the 2nd Street lot. 0-2 the count. They might be selling a cold beer or 2 here this weekend too, you think? Steamy day in the Ville, but the temperature dropped with those storms that came through. Way ahead, the 0-2 from Forbes. Misses up. Fastball still holding at 95. We saw a couple of cut fastballs out of the hand of Forbes that last inning against Cuvée, and you could tell Cuvée was a little unaccustomed to seeing them as he went down on strikes for the 7th K of the game for Forbes. The 1-2. Down the left field line, foul. Good swing there by the second baseman, Again, wears 0 on his back from Miami, Florida's Belen Jesuit High School. Dad Dorian at Miami in the mid-90s, played in 3 College World Series. Missed a month of the 22 season with an injury, and he pops this one foul down the left side, but up and into the stands, or just over them. Fans looked like they had a play, but a little bit of carry got it past him. 303 average, 8 home runs last year. He hit just 191 in 2023 after a 263 average to start. his freshman campaign before that lower body injury. Played little football in high school, 5'9", 192. Big lower body. 1-2 pitch is up and away. And the count is 2-2. He crowds the plate, toes on the line of the batter's box, back foot on the back line or just inside of it. Forbes can get in on the hands with the breaker, with the fastball. He just threw a cutter. Now the 2-2 pitch, and he goes off speed away, and we are full to the leadoff man here. We cannot afford to walk guys leading off innings with an 8-1 lead. It's all about strikes here from Forbes. If you're putting an eye on the pitch count, this is approaching 90 for Patrick. He's 82 to enter the inning. The 3-2 delivery. Got him looking. Called strike 3. Beautifully placed. He busted him in on the hands. And Gonzalez with a few words for Eddie Newsom, but TrackMan says, oh yeah, that is strike 3. It's the 8th strikeout for Forbes. And there's one away here in the 5th inning. What a pitch. What a call from Roger Williams. Unfortunately, for Forbes, the strikeout standard has changed here at Louisville since Dan McDonald arrived. There is one pitcher outside of Dan McDonald in the top 10 all time. And so you don't know everybody with 100 because we've had way more than that as a fastball gets strike 1 on Williams, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Bat pointing down to the ground over the shoulder, back up on the shoulder, off the glove of Forbes is the ground ball, but right to Neighbors, and he ropes one over to Davis. 1-4-3 for the second out of the 5th inning, as Forbes seeks the first 1-2-3 frame of the game for either squad. Forbes, with his 8 strikeouts, has 106 in the season. Adam Wolf is 10th all-time. He struck out 109 in 2018. So you take away 2 starts that he didn't make and another 4 where he wasn't 100%, and Forbes maybe has a chance to threaten some of the elite company on the list, including Detmer's the all-time leader with 167. First pitch to Renzo Gonzalez. Skied to center. Camping under it is Moore. He's got it. And down go the Canes in order here in the top of the 5th. We have an official ball game. 8-1. Cardinals lead it as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Hey, Cards fans, get your L's up. Liquor Barn has everything you need for this week's Louisville Cardinal action. Liquor Barn makes it so easy to stock up for tailgating and game watch parties. Head to your nearest Liquor Barn store or go to liquorbarn.com to download the Liquor Barn app and place an order for pickup or delivery. Shop Kentucky's favorite spirits, wine, and beer store online, and you'll have more time for the Cards. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Go Cards!
Blue Oval SK is proud to be part of the Kentucky community. We're not just here for today. We're investing in the Commonwealth for the long haul, bringing new opportunities and advanced battery technology to the region. We're building more than just batteries. We're building a stronger future for Kentucky, a future powered by innovation and driven by our commitment to this community. Discover more about Blue Oval SK and our vision for the future at blueovalsk.com/Kentucky.
College World Series in Omaha. Well, 70% of host teams advance. So you've got a 7 of 10 chance just by hosting. But Game 1 winners, 79% of Game 1 winners advance to the College World Series. The Cards 5-4 in opening games of Super Regionals. They're 4-2 in openers at home, winning in 7, 14, 17, and 19. So all 4 years they've had a home Super Regional and they've won the opener, they've won and gone to Omaha. The lone losses came in 15 and 16, and they're kind of like Baltimore. We don't talk about those. The first ever meeting between these two teams was Chris Dominguez. He struck out twice before doubling down in Coral Gables, but it was a 13-4 loss on February 15th, 06. We mentioned the 07 games, a 13-7 win. They were down 7-3, but scored the last 10. Isaiah House, Jorge Castillo, and Derek Alfonso all homered in that game. as Alicea leads things off against Dorn, trying to get a few more innings and or batters. Alicea squares and takes low, 1-0. 0 for 2, a line out and a pop-up for Alicea, who had a brilliant regional, going 5 of 10 in Nashville with a pair of RBI, a huge 2-run single against Wright State. The 1-0. On the ground, right side, sliding over Gonzalez, firing to his fellow Gonzalez, and he gets Alicea on a nice play. 1 down here in the 5th inning, and that turns over the lineup to Moore, who is 0 for 3. Dominguez homered in the 8-7 win in 07 to end that streak of super regionals and regional titles for Miami. Tristan Magnuson, his 9th save in that one of the season. Dominguez would go on to hit 8 home runs in the NCAAs that year, including 3 in Omaha. First pitch to Moore is high, 1-0. We're in the 5th, 8-1 Cards. We mentioned the Nick Ratajczak game. Cards were down 1-0 in the 7th and scored 6 in that inning. Nick Birdie had a 2-inning save, his 15th of the year. The history continues. The 1-0 to Moore is up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. The first ever ACC game for the Cardinals was a conference game. Opening game was a part of a doubleheader on a snowy week. The Cards won 2 of 3 that weekend, but won 9-6. The 2-0. Uncoiling with a swing is Moore, and he slips it foul over the rooftop. 2-1. Cards had a 6-run 7th inning in that game. They played a doubleheader that day. The Cards 6 of 7 at home, but they've lost 5 of their last 6 against this Miami team. And we mentioned Citadel dogpiled in Coral Gables in 90 with Dan McDonald. 1 out, the 2-1. Moore blisters this one to center field, but in range of Torres, who moves to his right. He'll casually glove it shy of the track for the second out of the inning. That's easy for me to say. And here's Matt Klein. Tom listening in. Damon's in Chicago. Son will be attending Louisville in the fall. Welcome. It'd be great to have you on campus. Matt Klein, the batter. Perfect day for Matt. Single, double walk. He has scored twice, and he takes ball 1. I know we've got some folks out in Oregon tuning in. Hope all is well in beautiful Roseburg and beyond. The 1-0 to Klein misses down and in. 2 balls and no strikes. The Crossfields heading to Orange Beach, cheering on the Cards. Sandy and crew. Here's a new one. We got folks in South Korea listening in. This is fantastic. Big hitters count here. The 2-0 to Klein misses in, 3-0. So we've got folks on the Rhine. We've got folks in South Korea. Sarita, thank you so much. 13-hour time difference. It's 6:20 in the morning. Mercy. Thank you so much. 3-0 count for Klein, who is red hot. The kick and the delivery. And he takes just off the middle of the plate away for a strike. 3-1. Keep these pouring in. I love hearing where people are listening in. At CardsPA on Twitter if you'd like to reach out. Dorn, up over 40 pitches, comes in on the hands with a strike. And we are full. 88 on the heater. He'll squeeze the rosin bag with the left hand and slide back up onto the hill. Again, Dorn this year, just 11 innings. The 3-2 to Klein. Gets the foot down and lifts it to left field, but Galvin has it in its sights and shy of the track. He'll gather it, and the inning is over. So neither team with a 1-2-3 frame, and then into the 5th, both pitchers twirl one, 6 up, 6 down. To the 6th, it's 8-1 Louisville in Game 1 of our Super Regional against the Miami Hurricanes. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
If you want to make the most of your vacation, there's no better place than the Bluegrass State. Kentucky's 45 state parks offer abundant places to play and diverse accommodations to stay. Take a hike, float your boat, or bike the trails. Pitch a tent under the stars, or settle into a lakefront lodge. Tee up for 18 holes, then enjoy a signature meal. Even better, Kentucky residents receive special discounted rates. Plan your trip at www.parks.ky.gov.
Hey, Cards fans, get your L's up. Liquor Barn has everything you need for this week's Louisville Cardinal action. Liquor Barn makes it so easy to stock up for tailgating and game watch parties. Head to your nearest Liquor Barn store or go to liquorbarn.com to download the Liquor Barn app and place an order for pickup or delivery. Shop Kentucky's favorite spirits, wine, and beer store online, and you'll have more time for the Cards. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate life. Go Cards!
Here with you, Zach Cantrell back at the seat of power over at Cardtown. 8-1 Louisville with the lead. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The Cardinals picking up a 5-run 3rd inning, highlighted by a 3-run home run off the bat of Jake Monroe. He has homered twice. His 10th and 11th has added a sac fly. And this 2025 team, top to bottom, 0-53, getting their first taste of postseason baseball at home, and what a way to do it. First pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. 0-1 to Tanner Smith. We'll take that. A little bit of a gift there. Again, an 8-1 Louisville lead. Kick in the delivery, 94 on the fastball, swung on and missed. Forbes trying to go 6 strong, just as he did a week ago. 2 runs, 2 hits, 4 walks, 13 Ks in that one. A wild pitch, a hit batter. Today, 1 run, 3 hits, 4 walks, 8 Ks. Almost 9 there as he feathers a fastball away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hello to Brian and family in Charleston. 1-2 pitch. Misses up. 2-2 the count. I hope you're tuning in. I got that impression anyway. Keeping the green ball spirit alive. 8-1 Cards. Leadoff man with a 2-2 count. The kick and the delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 94. The bat slipping out of the hand of Smith. He's gone down on strikes twice. That's 9 Ks for Forbes and 1 down in the 6th inning. So Forbes sitting at, well, let's do the math. 98 pitches, I believe. He struck out 11 against Texas, 9 against Western Michigan, 10 against St. John's, 9 against UIC. Popped a 13 against Cal and matched it last week for a postseason record in a Louisville uniform. Twisting a ball foul is the 8-hole hitter Peralta. Back off the netting above the ball boy for the Hurricanes. 0-1. A nifty play by Neighbors in the 4th inning thwarted the right fielder. He was hit by the first pitch he saw in the 2nd. The kick and the delivery all the way to the backstop again. And that nice carom backhanded by Klein once again. The dot on TrackMan somehow showing up, but it's knocking out the S on the word strike zone. 95 on the fastball. That was, yes, just a bit outside. Now right at the knees. That's technically could be called a strike. It has the zone, but it hasn't been called, and that's fine. We've noted that. No low strikes here. You have to be in the zone completely with the baseball to get that call. The 2-1. Wave and a miss. 94. Right down the middle. 2-2. I don't know how many traffic copters we have, but there's been one present almost regularly since 4:30. One out, nobody on. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded to third. Monroe to his left. Pats it in the glove twice. Fires over to Davis. 2 away. Since the double by Galvin, that is 5 straight retired, or make that 6 straight retired by Forbes. Looking for a 1-2-3 6th and possibly the end of his day. And Michael Torres, the batter, a strikeout and a walk. 109 the high pitch total. That was 6 innings against Virginia Tech back on March 21st. He went 103 last week against East Tennessee State, did Forbes. 2 out, nobody on, and in on the hands, bending Torres off the plate away. It's 1-0. Torres a 4-pitch walk in the 4th inning. Forbes seeking double-digit strikeouts, and he is at pitch 105 with this 1-0 delivery here. Down and in, and that again, it could be a strike, but it hasn't been, and it's 2-0. Really good pitch from Forbes. That's a great place to live, but just not getting the call today. The 2-0. Outside, strike, 2-1. Head to your nearest Liquor Barn or Party Mart store, official partner of the Louisville Cardinals, or place an order for pickup or delivery through Liquor Barn website or app. Easy to shop for your favorite spirits, wine, and beer with Liquor Barn and Party Mart. Screaming liner to center field. Moore charges forward and then stops and has to field it on a hop. And I think there's some immediate regret by Moore that he didn't make a diving attempt at that. But you risk it going to the backstop, and better discretion, the better part of valor, keeps that ball on the diamond. It's a 2-out single for Torres. And here's the top of the order in Jake Ogden, who has struck out twice and popped up to Davis. If that's a scrimmage, I think Moore makes a stab at it. But Super Regional, probably the best idea to not. First offering, squaring, and offering at it is Ogden. Oh, they appeal. Oh, they say he didn't go. How did the plate umpire miss that? The first base ump was worried about the back pick. I don't think he was watching. And I don't know how Eddie Newsom missed that, but it seemed really clear that he offered the bunt at that. So, double whammy for the Cards. Runner safe, and it's 1-0. Don't know if Ogden really intended to bunt or not. And now time is called, and Dan McDonald's going to make a stroll. Can Patrick Forbes talk him out of this? It's only the second visit, so he doesn't have to make a change. The batter, a righty. Pitch number 107 for Forbes. Led to number 108 to Ogden. And Forbes chatting with Mack. And I don't think there's going to be a choice. The call to the pen will be made. And the fans here are going to show Patrick Forbes just how they feel about his performance in Game 1 of our Super Regionals here today at Jim Patterson Stadium. Brennan Cutts making his way in. He'll do the sticky check with the umpire. Forbes walking halfway to meet him with the baseball. And listen to this crowd and their approval of the ace for the Cardinals, Patrick Forbes, the junior from Bowling Green, Kentucky. I'm going to go ahead and wear out this phrase because it's from one of my favorite baseball movies and it applies. How can you not be romantic about baseball? New pitcher is Brennan Cutts, the Missouri Valley Pitcher of the Year in 2024, the 6'3 senior from Greenup, Illinois, the only player with postseason experience coming into last weekend, and he showed it. Cutts went 3 innings, a run on a solo home run. He hit a batter. That was the only hit he allowed. He struck out 5 and has been dominant of late. So a pitching change. Forbes' partial line responsible for the runner at first base. 5 2/3 innings, a run, 4 hits, 4 walks, 9 Ks. He wriggled out of 2 bases loaded jams. And Cutts is on to pitch for the Cardinals. So I don't have a stapled copy of notes because there's too many pages. So the binder clip is challenging me to keep these in order without making a huge mess. But we flipped to Cutts. Cutts has given up a few runs in his last few outings, but his stretch run for the Cards was outstanding, and he went on another streak during the Clemson series with 2 outings there, Florida State and EKU, where he rolled together 5 consecutive hitless innings. He had a hitless inning and 2/3 stretch before the solo home run against East Tennessee State, but in his last 4 2/3, make that his last 5 1/3 innings, he's allowed 2 runs on 3 hits. Cutts on the season, taking the mound for the 24th time, second on the team behind Danilevich. 3-1, a 5.13 ERA. He has made 1 start. He does have 1 save as well in that Friday game in Nashville. 33 1/3 innings, 21 runs, 19 earned, 26 hits, 14 walks, 37 Ks, 4 doubles, a triple, 8 home runs, 210 opponents average. His problem has been the long ball and the HBP. He's hit 11. He has 3 wild pitches on the season. Cuts in to close things out with the top of the order, 2 out and a runner on. He inherits a 1-0 count. The kick and the pitch, squaring and taking. It's upstairs and it's 2-0. Torres away from first. Ogden 0 for 3, but a dangerous stick at the top of the order. The 2-0 is once again fouled above us, off the girders, and I swear to you that dropped on the same step as a ball earlier between 204 and 205 on a nice one-handed scoop and a souvenir. 2-1 the count. Runner at first, 2 out. 8-1 Cards, the 2-1 from Cutts. It's a bunt, and it's right to Davis. Davis waits for Ogden and then steps on the bag, and the inning is over. I don't know what Jake Ogden is thinking right there, but it seems like a poor idea and even worse execution. 3 unassisted on the bunt attempt. That closes the inning with the top of the order, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. The heart of the Cardinals order, it's Rose, King, and Pike, and if anybody gets on, Jake Monroe will step into the batter's box. Louisville leads at 8-1. Game 1 of the Super Regional against the Miami Hurricanes. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
At UFFL Health Heart Hospital, we're an exciting chapter in the Jewish hospital story. Built on a history of over 40 medical firsts, we're the area's only heart hospital with a focus on comprehensive heart care, where academic research pioneers innovative treatments, and a network of experts offers life-changing care. Here, your heart is in the right place. Visit uflhealth.org/heart.
Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. By working together, we've moved forward towards a brighter future. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. See why our new Kentucky home is the best place to do business and live a good life at newkentuckyhome.ky.gov.
Do I bring in a pitcher that can keep us in this game, or do I just tip the cap and try to win 2 consecutive? The answer is number 49, Jackson Cleveland, a 6-foot senior righty from Deer Park, Texas, a transfer from Lamar. Back into the bullpen to Lamar, he had 4 saves in 20 appearances, going 5-0 with a 3.80 ERA last season. He was a two-way player his first 2 years at Lamar, but didn't do a whole lot at the plate. He was also at NCTC, and I made an abbreviation. I've already forgotten what it was. But to answer your question, he is one of the better bullpen arms. 17 appearances, all out of the pen, 4.91 ERA, no decisions. 22 innings, 12 runs, all earned on 14 hits, 10 walks, 25 Ks. 2 doubles, 5 home runs, a 179 opponent's average, 3 wild pitches, and 3 hit batters. So reeling forward numerically from 44 to 49. And Zion Rose will be the leadoff batter here in the inning. The last outing was in the 17-6 loss for Cleveland. And he went 2 2/3, a run on a hit. And a long pause here before finally delivering to Rose. And it's fouled right back to us, except for the netting that protected us. That might have come right in the booth if we'd let it. So Cleveland, 2 2/3 innings, a run, a hit, a walk, 3 Ks. 111 opponent's average in that sole outing in the lopsided loss. The 0-1 to Rose, who is right on that. Squares to bunt, lays it down, third base side, and it's a beauty. Cleveland with the throw, and they do not get it. Gonzalez wants a review at first. And we will have a second look at that. Or maybe, I should say, not all coaches trust their players implicitly, and maybe at 8-1 deficit, it's worth it to spend one of your reviews. He has pitched in some lopsided games, being on both the winning and losing side of it. Against Cal in the conference tournament, he gave up 2 runs on 2 hits. And as much as fans hated Louisville's appearance in the conference tournament, Miami finished a spot above the Cards and got run ruled in their first game by the 16 seed Cal, the worst team in the league. So, you know, I think it's worked out okay for both of these squads. Naked eye, I thought Rose was out. The umpire said safe. First baseman Gonzalez thought he was safe, and Rose chatting with Adam Vrabel at first as though he's going to plot how he might be able to steal his 31st base of the season. Cards leading 8-1. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rose trying to be a leadoff base runner, and he has a single in 2 trips to go with an intentional walk and a run scored. Got a replay up on the video board, and boy, it is a close play at first base. The ball enters the glove about the same time Rose arrives at the bag. It's just whether or not the catch was made, and that's about as close to a tie as you can get. It's whether or not they think they have enough to overturn it, and yeah, this is a push right here. I don't know what they're going to come up with. They've got to have clear evidence to overturn this. So it's either going to be 1-3 and an out on the bunt attempt as Vrabel chats with Dorian Gonzalez. Adam could talk to a light post and convince it to have a conversation. He is as friendly and chummy as they come. He's kind of a kid at heart. And happy birthday to his twins, Lou and Len. I see one of them walking up the stairs right now. You talk about baseball fanatics. Here's our review result. And they will overturn it. So Miami comes through on their challenge. There's one down, and here's Eddie King Jr. So a great idea from Rose, and if it had a little more steam down the line, then you might have gotten it. But that was a bang-bang play. And the Cards just on the wrong side of it as Eddie King Jr. bats with nobody on ahead of him for the first time. Set somebody on base every time. Again, the new pitcher, Cleveland. First offering is over for a strike, 0-1. He has 2 cities as his name. Jackson, Cleveland. And now a problem in the outfield is some kids playing catch get a baseball loose. Kindly enough, Galvin, the left fielder, is willing to share it back with them, and that may be their only chance at losing the ball on the field. A Southwest jet sails in over the football stadium for a landing at Muhammad Ali International from left to right across the diamond. As Cleveland readies for an 0-1 pitch to Eddie King Jr. Swung on and drilled to left center field. Running over is Galvin. He reaches up, and we've got a cat loose in the alley. Eddie King Jr. glides into second base. His 17th double of the year to tie Pike for the team lead. A ringing one-out double. His second hit of the day. And here is Garrett Pike. Thanks to Deadpool The brilliant walk-up tune of Careless Whisper by Wham! And so Pike digs in. A home run his first time up to start the scoring, his 4th of the year. RBI fielder's choice, a pop-up to short in the 4th. Runner at second base, 8-1 Cards with 1 out in the inning. Cleveland staring down King, now pitches to the plate and nearly catches the toe of Pike. 1-0. Got to be sure they gave Pike that second RBI. They did not. So the fielder's choice, they determined the out needed to be made and was not. So take away an RBI from Garrett. My apologies. I should have double-checked that. Another ball in, though. And the count is 2-0 to Pike. So a hitter's count with a runner at second and 1 away. Checking in on the scout on Cleveland. A look to the runner at second again. Dancing around is King. The 2-0 drops in off speed. It's 2-1. Our diesel engine beyond right field with a helicopter over the top of it is slowly crawling behind the scoreboard and maybe listening in as he pulls the horn, or she. 3197 this CSX engine beyond the batter's eye. Runner at second, the 2-1 pitch to Pike. In the air, left center field. Galvin is over into the alley. He's under it. He'll make the play, and King had gone a third of the way in case it dropped, and we'll head back. Another pull on the diesel horn as the second out of the inning is recorded. And under the overpass heads that CSX engine beyond a stacked pile of railroad ties, obscuring our view of said pile of ties on the right side of the tracks. And here is Jake Monroe. Fastball change, slider, cutter. Just rare on the cutter. But Monroe, 2 home runs and a sac fly, and 2 no-doubters. First pitch, had a notion, held up, breaker away, 1-0. Home run number 1 went off the batter's eye, 106 miles per hour and 432 feet to straightaway center field. That made it 2-0, back-to-back with Pike in the second inning. With 2 out, a runner at second, the 1-0 to Monroe. Barreled into center field again, but Torres has this one measured. And 95 off the bat, a hard hit out, will close the inning for Monroe. He went 105 and 426 to the back of the berm in the left center field. A 3-run shot in the third, but he is solved for the first time here today in the bottom of the...
Just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line. And having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Member FDIC.
502 Circle is thrilled to be the official NIL collective of the Louisville Cardinals, now a proud official partner of UFL Athletics. 502 Circle is ensuring that UFL student athletes are benefiting from the name, image, and likeness opportunities now available in college athletics. Visit 502circle.com today to find out how you can be at the forefront of supporting UFL student athletes through NIL. Become a member of 502 Circle today. Join the Circle. Go Cards!
NCAA Super Regional Baseball here in Jim Patterson Stadium. And the Cards fans enjoying the proceedings to this point. A 5-run third inning. The Cardinals have an 8-1 lead. It's been handed off to the bullpen, and if the pattern follows as it did in Nashville, there is a chance that Brennan Cutts will close this one out if he can. And that's a big if against a talented offense like this Miami squad. Maybe the sternest test is going to be here in the seventh inning with 2, 3, 4 in the order. First offering from Cutts, and he takes something off for a strike, 0-1. Brennan Cutts went the distance in an NCAA regional game in Lexington with Indiana State. Is that Tyler Hawkins here? The 0-1. Called a ball. That was a fastball that had all of the zone in. And I don't know how that's not called a strike. 1-1 the count. That's tough. The 1-1 from Cutts. I guess you just go over the heart of the plate when you don't get the call. 1-2. Patrick Forbes, outstanding. Setting the tone just as he did last weekend. The 1-2 from Cutts. Reached for and fouled back out of play. If you put together the perfect postseason, you go 10-0. 3-0 in a regional, 2-0 in a super, and when you get to Omaha, if you're new to baseball, it basically turns into another regional with the two winners of the regional playing in a super regional. That's essentially what it is. The 1-2. Reached for and sent foul down the left field line. Good piece of hitting from Galvin, just fighting it off. He has single-doubled and struck out. I haven't paid enough attention of late to notice if that's something that LSU did or Tennessee recently. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, some of the past champions. But Arizona did in 2012, and that was as good a team as I've seen at the college level. Another 1-2 from Cutts. Early swing, bangs it off the netting. That ball was going to hit him, and somehow he fouled it off. So Galvin really getting the bat moving there, much like Eddie King Jr. did earlier today. The all-regional team selection went to IMG Academy years ago. 2 different stops before arriving here. Another 1-2. Breaking ball into right center field. Pike lunging over, and it's off of his glove. He'll have to sprint over to collect it. The leadoff man reaching for the first time today on a brilliant effort from Garrett Pike. But what might have been a single is played into a potential double, and Galvin is in scoring position here to open the 7th inning. That was a really good at-bat there, too, a battle by Galvin, and it's not like he hit an absolute laser into right center field. That was just 85 off the bat, but he just continued to shorten up and try to place the ball in fair territory as Cuvée is the batter. He has scored Miami's only run, hit by a pitch in the 3rd. He came on home in a sac fly by Renzo Gonzalez. His other 2 trips have been strikeouts, with the slider working in, and a fastball at the knees here befuddles Cuvée. 0-1 the count. 8-1 Cardinals, top of the 7th inning. 9 outs away from a 1-0 lead. A look to the runner at second. The 0-1 to Cuvée. Wave and a miss. Challenged him with a heater at 92, and Cuvée can't catch up. It's 0-2. A red-tailed hawk appears over the railroad tracks and the moving train northbound. Cloudy skies dominate the skyscape, and rain appears to be on the way. 2-strike clap in full motion. The fans trying to will Cutts into an out of the brilliant third baseman Cuvée. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The back pick to second. Neighbors applies the tag, but Cutts just keyed up the 94-mile-an-hour heater up and out of the zone, and it's good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Daniel Cuvée. That is a demoralizing strikeout for the Hurricanes. When you watch your best get bettered by the first arm out of the pen, he has 3 strikeouts to go with his HBP. And that brings up Dorian Gonzalez, who has doubled, struck out, and flown out to left. Another dangerous bat here. Big regional for him. And he foul tips this one off of Klein. Off speed, 0-1. There are plenty of arms that you would designate as wild cards for the Cardinals as you head into the postseason, no pun intended, but this is probably the number 1 arm. Experienced, been a Friday night starter, been a Saturday night starter, has pitched out of the pen. He knows postseason baseball, and he's starting to round into his best form of the year. And the 0-1 is a called strike away, a fastball at 93. It's 0-2. Man, oh man, this could be an enormous weapon for the Cardinals. And has been already. 3 innings, 5 Ks coming in. 3 1/3, 6 punches. 1 out, runner at second, way ahead. Here's another 0-2. Outside. 1-2 the count. 94 again. That's the upper limits of Cuts velo this year. That long train still snaking under the overpass northbound. Cars still visible beyond the foul pole and right. Runner at second, one away. The 1-2 from Brennan Cuts. Another fastball fouled up over the terrace. And we'll stay here at 1-2. Cuts getting some mud out of the cleats. Dirt guy Thomas Theobald has the mound in premium shape. The only dirt on the field, this mound and the two mounds in the left field corner. The bullpen for the Miami Hurricanes. 1-2 misses low. 2-2 as Gonzalez takes. Dorian Gonzalez. Again, 261 the average coming into today. Now 262. But 11 home runs. And not a big guy. 3 of those home runs came last week. 10 of his RBI. Runner at second, one out, the 2-2. Early swing bangs it off the front of the dugout, and Tig Davis will gather that one as it trickles a foot into fair territory. He'll launch it over to Peter Michael. You talk about a guy that, while he wishes he were pitching, as a loose ball in the right field corner is now being addressed by the Cardinals managers. Nate Frazier getting a shout out here. But as much as Michael wishes he were pitching, he is drinking this in. He is loving every minute of postseason baseball with Louisville, and he's ready if the bus pulls up. One out, runner at second. A glance at the runner, the 2-2 pitch. Just down and away. And again, that low part of the zone has not been called a strike today. There are umpires that will utilize that part of the zone, and they are justified. But I got to give Eddie Newsom credit. He's been pretty consistent today. 1 or 2 that he's missed, but he's been really good. Seeing with the head, not the heart. The 3-2. Pitching wedge foul up toward the terrace. And we will continue to engage in a battle here between the cleanup batter Dorian Gonzalez Jr. and the pitcher Brennan Cuts. BRENNYNCUTTS. Lately it sounded like it's spelled with a K. Can he add another here? Who wins the battle? Runner at second, one away. 8-1 Cards. A running lead. Looks the runner back. Now pitches to the plate and misses down. It's ball 4. So the move by Galvin maybe leading to that walk, and the fans thinking the non-call on the 2-2 pitch also did the same. But you could have stepped off the rubber there if you elected to. The TV broadcast zeroing in on Tino Martinez, and I know Mike Farron's savvy enough to understand the link. At least I hope he is. It's an odd link. Brother-in-law of former head coach Lelo Prado donated some money to help the press box and suite area be built here. I'll look to the runner at second, now with a runner at first, and they'll pick the second base. We are under the impression that Jim Patterson is here, along with our mayor, our governor, and one of our senators. So it's an elite group of dignitaries here to see Super Regional Baseball on this Friday afternoon in Louisville. Not the only Kentucky team playing, though. First offering, fouled back by Williams, 0-1. The Murray State Racers in Durham, North Carolina will get things going tomorrow. That is the other side of the bracket, if you will. The winner of this regional faces the winner of the Oregon State, Florida State bracket. West Virginia's at LSU. Tennessee's at Arkansas, which should be an absolute duel. Runners at first and second, one out. The 0-1. Called, strike 2. Fastball at 93. And the final grouping, the most unlikely members, Murray State at Duke, and UTSA, Texas San Antonio at number 13, UCLA. Runners at first and second, one out. The 0-2 pitch. Just a piece of that foul back to the backstop. Our Diamond Doll picks up that pearl, and we'll stay here at 0-2. Cutts has been sitting 92-93 and touched 94 multiple times. This train is a long train. Used to count cars as a kid when they were stopped on the tracks waiting for it. Another 0-2. Sent foul up out of play, and a pesky battle here from Derek Williams, the former Wichita State Shocker. Also played at Mineral Area. I'm not sure what level or where that is, but he hit .366 with 25 home runs in 2022 at Mineral Area, JUCO. First team All-Region, honorable mention All-American there. 8-1 Cards, top 7. 1 out, first and second, another 0-2 pitch from Cutts. Another piece of it fouled straight back. A fastball up out of the zone, but unable to lay off as Williams. And this is as lengthy an 0-2 battle as you will see. Still a few more cars. Now I believe with some car chassis maybe headed up to Detroit. Skies darkening here in the nest. The lights on and taking effect. A 30-minute lightning delay to begin things, keeping some of the fans out and thankful for their patience. Yet another 0-2 pitch. Tried to go breaker away, but it's outside, 1-2. Trying to keep up on Twitter. We got a few more folks reaching out. Love to hear from everybody. Got a listener in South Korea. We got somebody on the bridge and left. Jacob listening in from the bridge. Spinning a throw to second base. Is that Jacob over there? Wave to Hey, Jacob, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in, folks. It's not a terrible look up there. We'll try to paint the picture for you in case it's a little tough to see the zone. But thank you. Appreciate you tuning in. Cutts in a real battle here with Derek Williams. First and second, 1 out. 8-1 Louisville, another 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 92 up at the letters. Williams can't lay off, and it's strikeout number 11 for Louisville pitchers. The second for Cutts. There's 2 away, and here's Renzo Gonzalez. A walk in the second, a sac fly in the third for Miami's only run, and a fly out to center in the 5th. Bonnie lost the signal heading down 65, but got the old app tuning in. Back with a little live radio. Safe travels. First and second, 2 away. Cutts trying to close things out unscathed. First offering misses up. First 1-0 count he's seen. Fan listening at work headed home. And I'm going to botch your name if I try to pronounce it, but thank you so much for tuning in. N-A-I-M. That's a new name for me, unless that's just a Twitter handle. 1-0, waved at and missed. A good changeup there, tumbling out of the hand of Cutts. Tony's got it going in Clarksville. Don't miss that last train. Valerie tuning in once again. First and second, 2 out. 8-1 Cards, the 1-1. Strike 2. 91. Right at the belt. And the fans can smell it as they get up on their feet. Brendan Cutts scales back up on the backside of the slope. The black spike up against the third base side of the rubber. A short lead at second for Galvin. Gonzalez behind him at first. With 2 out, the 1-2. Grounded to Monroe. He's got it. Looks to second. Decides to go to first. Scooped out by Davis. Inning is over. To the stretch we go. Cards lead at 8-1. This is Louisville baseball from Learfield.
502 Circle is thrilled to be the official NIL collective of the Louisville Cardinals, now a proud official partner of UFL Athletics. 502 Circle is ensuring that UFL student athletes are benefiting from the name, image, and likeness opportunities now available in college athletics. Visit 502circle.com today to find out how you can be at the forefront of supporting UFL student athletes through NIL. Become a member of 502 Circle today. Join the Circle. Go Cards!
Louisville baseball season is in full swing, and there's no better way to show your Cardinals pride than with gear from Kentucky Branded. Whether you're at the ballpark or watching from home, we've got the perfect game day apparel to keep you looking sharp all season long. Tees, hats, and more. Shop the best selection, lowest prices, and get everything you need to rep the Cards in style. Visit Kentucky Branded behind Trader Joe's in the Shelbyville Road Plaza and gear up for the season. Or shop online at KentuckyBranded.com.
Opening up the radar. I just really don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but when and if these showers get here, we're going to be here a little while. And there's some yellow and some red involved. At this point, there's no warned storms in this track. There is a tornado watch off to the south, so certainly those folks in those counties south of Owensboro, out toward Litchfield, Bowling Green, Franklin, Russellville, Hopkinsville, etc. You know what's going on where you're at, but please be aware. And the fans singing along with Take Davis's walk-up tune from Malvern Prep. From Philadelphia, third-team All-ACC selection, ACC All-Freshman. Davis, at some point, is going to dazzle fans in the postseason with a tape measure home run. Will it be now? First pitch. Changeup that misses 6 inches outside is called strike one. Fly out to left in the second, single in the third, walk in the fourth for Teague. 8-1 Cards. The 0-1 out of the hand of Cleveland. Misses outside, same spot, different result. 1-1 the count. Teague Davis adjusts the batting helmet. No batting gloves on his hands. He wore them last weekend in Nashville. Said he couldn't feel the bat. I guess he's back to it. Feeling all right. The 1-1. Off the shoe tops, 2-1. I guess that would be the Joe Cocker. Feeling all right. Skies continue to darken. Lights taking more and more of an impact on the game. Infield not shifted, though, against Teague. The 2-1. Lifted in the air, shallow left center field. Teague got under this one, and the center fielder, Torres, will make the play for the out, and the leadoff man is retired here in the 7th inning. Here's Kamayo Neighbors. Neighbors flew out to left in the 2nd inning. A single to keep the momentum going in the 3rd inning, but had a bases-loaded situation in the 4th inning and a chance to really break the game open, and popped up to second on the first pitch. So Neighbors twists his back foot into the back line of the batter's box. The switch hitter in from the left side. First pitch, he takes a breaking ball for a called strike, 0-1. Jackson Cleveland. The new pitcher, by the way, Dorn's numbers, 2 2/3, a run, 2 hits, 2 walks. 47 pitches, 25 strikes. Cleveland an inning and a third to this point. Here's a rope down the right field line, but foul, as that's 2 for flinching on Billy Van Raphorst, the first base umpire. But he had to make the call, too. I think fans have one eye on the scoreboard and one eye on the skies, and a few folks maybe have trickled out of here. An 0-2 pitch to Kamayo Neighbors, the second baseman, misses away. 1-2. An energetic, to say the least, young man from Carson, California, by way of Cal State Northridge, Long Beach City College. He's a veteran. He's been around a while. They call him Unk. The 1-2. On the ground on a hop to the shortstop, Ogden. Over to first, 2 away. So the bullpen has settled things down since Dorn entered in the third inning. Cards have managed just one run. And since that fourth inning where they worked in and out of trouble, just one base runner, the double by King. Here's Ali Seiya, who is 0 for 3. Cardinals getting a hit for everybody except for Ali Seiya and Moore, a combined 0 for 7. Alex tried to change that right here with 2 out, and he takes low, ball 1. 1-0. Clark & Riggs, official program printer of the Louisville Cardinals. More than just a printer, sponsors our college scoreboard. We'll have another game just getting underway as we speak. The 1-0 is high. 2 balls and no strikes. That 6 o'clock game again, because logic is king, is Oregon State out on the West Coast hosting Florida State. It'll be Auburn and Coastal later tonight. The 2-0 to Ali Seiya, down the left field line foul. Auburn, I believe, is in the Eastern time zone. And they will draw the late game with a West Coast team playing before them. I have never understood it. Illogical. Spock, thumbs down. 2 out, nobody on, the 2-1. Over for a strike, 2-2. Ali Seiya hitting .311. He has gritted his teeth through this season, playing with an injured thumb. A home run, 24 driven in. The 2-2. Off the end of the bat to the charging second baseman. A little trouble getting it out of the glove, but Alex stumbled out of the box. And a 1-2-3, bottom of the 7th for Cleveland and the Canes. 6 outs away. Cards lead at 8-1 as we head to the top of the 8th. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Whether you're traveling for work or play, it's easier and cheaper than ever to fly Louisville. Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport now has non-stop flights to over 35 cities coast to coast. Boston is just 2 hours away with new non-stops on American Airlines. Visit the West Coast with Spirit's low fares to Los Angeles or Breeze Airways flights to San Francisco. Louisville has low fares and quick flights to great destinations like Austin, Vegas, New Orleans, and Charleston. Don't skip that weekend getaway or friends trip. Learn more at flylouisville.com.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Cardinals can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Louisville athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line. And having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Member FDIC.
Tavares catching in the 8th. And we do have a change. Yeah, we mentioned the right fielder and a new catcher. We do have a new pitcher. Still a righty, still first digit 4, but it's number 45. Cleveland exits. And taking over for him is number 45, Brixton Lofgren. Brixtonlofgren. He was at Fordham last year with an ERA over 8 in 15 outings from Gulliver Prep. Lofgren has pitched 3 innings this year over 3 appearances, 1 hit, 8 strikeouts. First offering, misses down and away, 1-0 the count. So that is the most unusual of lines for Lofgren to be so little used. And he misses with ball 2. So the young righty transfer from Fordham, and of course we don't have stats to know game by game what he's done this year. That just drives me nuts. 2-0, ball on the ground, right side. It's the second baseman over, and he gets him by a step. And Lucas Moore, 0 for 5 today. Well, you don't see him wear the collar very often. But a leadoff out, and there's a little bit of frustration for Lucas, but it's also good news that this offense has put 8 on the board without him reaching base today. Matt Klein's reached base. He's singled, doubled, walked, and flown out to left field. First offering nearly hit him. Lofgren did not pitch in the regional. I don't even know if he's on the scout. He is. Fastball 85 to 87 with a change and a slider. The 1-0 to Matt Klein, almost to the backstop, high and away. 2-0, so nothing but balls thrown so far by Lofgren. Kick in the delivery, swung on and missed. Two and one the count. 2 runs scored today for Klein. Here's a little tapper foul, 2-2. Camera focusing on Patrick Forbes, who set the tone, the offense with a big 5-run third inning. Cards back at it tomorrow at 11 a.m. Here's a shot to center field, but this one's right at Torres. 102 off the bat of Klein, but nothing to show for it. And there's 2 down for Zion Rose, who has singled, walked, and scored a run. So 2 through 6 have scored all of our runs, including Pike, Monroe, and Klein twice each. Are you kidding me? They are clearing the field. And I did not see any lightning on the radar, but this game is going to be finished without any fans. I'm going to just tell you that right now. Where is the lightning? Man, oh man. South of us, down toward Hillview, there was a strike. And this is a 30-minute delay. Every subsequent strike will extend it another 30 minutes, and I never like breaking bad news to you, but the reality is that this game may not wrap up for a while. So, 2 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Zion Rose set to bat. He has not taken a pitch, so there's a 0-0 count. If you're looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning, it is 2-3-4 in the order. The bad news is there's a chance that West will not be able to be a factor now, and the Cards may need to go to another arm. Don't know what the plan was, but we're going to have to clear the stadium. And so the public address announcer has made the announcement, Doug passing along the bad news. Everybody is being asked to evacuate the stadium. With lightning in the area, we got aluminum decking here with a grandstand, and it's just not a safe place to be. There's been a lightning strike within that 9-mile radius, and because that is an NCAA rule, we are required to stop play. So as we give Zach a chance back at the studio to line up what our regularly scheduled programming is, a slow-rolling northbound train creeps along the tracks, and what was as good a crowd as we've seen in a while, obviously since the 22 Michigan regional game that Cam Masterman won. Maybe it goes all the way back to the Supers in 19. Unfortunately, they will all exit the stadium as lightning is in the area, rain is on the way, and it's not going to be easy to get this one going again. But what we will tell you is when it does, we'll be here with it. But it might be a good time to step away and grab some dinner because we're gone for at least 30. And again, every subsequent strike will tack on another 30 minutes to that. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 7 stranded for the Cards. Miami has 1 run on 6 hits, 1 error. They have left 12 on base. Again, Forbes, the starter for the Cards, went 5 2/3, striking out 9, followed by Cutts and West so far. Louisville nudged freshman righty A.J. Siskar out of this one in the 3rd inning. They tagged 6 runs on him thanks to a 5-run 3rd. At the plate for the Cardinals, the superstar has been Jake Monroe. He has a pair of home runs, a solo shot after Pike started the scoring, back-to-back. Monroe followed with a 3-run shot the next half inning. He has also driven in a run with a sac fly. So 2 for 3, 2 home runs, 2 runs scored, and 5 RBI, a career best. The Cardinals with an 8-1 lead as we send it to a weather delay here with 2 out in the bottom of the 8th inning, potentially 4 outs away from a complete baseball game. But Lightning says otherwise, so we'll step away and send it back to regularly scheduled programming. Cardinals lead at 8-1. When we know we're back, we'll let you know. Follow social media accounts for Louisville Baseball, and they'll let you know. But again, we have to step away because of a lightning delay. Cards lead at 8-1. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Team.
What does that mean? You played in the summer,
Summer league. Like a rec summer league?
Oh, okay. All
yeah.
right. It's fun. So everybody gets a medal in that, right?
No, not at all. It was very competitive, actually.
Oh, really?
There was a lot of arguments, a lot of fights.
I thought at the end of the season, how many games in the summer do you play? Like 15 games?
Usually double headers every Saturday and or Sunday. So 3 or 4 a weekend.
And somebody gets a medal and trophy, right?
The winner, yeah, the number one team.
And everybody else got nothing but the thrill of going out there and playing.
Yep, and maybe heat stroke.
Oh, because it's the summertime. What time are you playing these games? 10 in the morning, right?
You start at 10 or 11, and then you play till 4.
Oh, bro, I don't got time for that, man, no. Do you drink beer during the game or after?
No, this was before pre-21. If anything post-21 would be slow-pitch softball.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so no beer for people under the age of 21, absolutely. Okay.
No.
I was just thinking, man, if I was out there playing rec anything, you put me in the outfield right now, man, I'm putting a beer in my back pocket, okay?
I don't think they would have questioned it, honestly.
Oh, why would they? I mean, now that I think about that. And shout outs to my guy, Bernie Williams. I played in his softball game a couple times. I should have had the idea. Batra, I should have had a beer in my back pocket. What's wrong with me?
As long as you get through it before the inning's over so it doesn't, spill, you're good.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Good. You good point. Good point. Wow. Hey, I'm surprised. Manny Ramirez used to have, what he had in his back pocket? He had something weird back there?
Didn't they do dip? Wasn't that very popular?
I don't know if he was with the tobacco. I think by the time, they may have still had it around when Manny was, definitely when he was early in his career in Cleveland, but I'm trying to remember what year they got rid of it. Major League Baseball, for all the things that they promote, used to promote cigarettes. I guess there came a point in time where they stopped the dip. I want to say it was maybe about, we in 2025, damn. Ack, what do you think about 20 years ago, 15 years ago, they stopped the dip?
You know, I think the biggest thing that probably stopped the dip was Tony Gwynn's death. So,
oh, my God. Yes. Yeah, but it was after, but I'm trying to think what year. What year did MLB stop? And it's crazy. I mean, Tony Gwynn was amazing.
Yeah.
Miss watching him play. And then as he got older, and he got a little bit more portly, like his hand-eye coordination did not.
Oh, absolutely. As good as ever.
Slow down. Yeah, I think even when he was older, he was still batting like his 330, 340.
Yep.
With no problem.
Okay. 2016.
Yeah, 2011 teams, MLB banned tobacco in minors. 2011, no longer allowed to provide smokeless tobacco. 2016, new CBA banned dip. Yeah, how about that, Basha? Wow. Not even a full decade yet. Wow. Anyway, there's other things that players can have. Without having special gum. Yeah, there's a lot of things like that. Good for them. And good luck to Corbin Burns, too. He ain't got time for dip. He's going to have to go to the rehab. Anyway, it's the JR Sport Brief Show here with you coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network. Thank God the NHL actually starts their games at a reasonable time. We'll have game 2 in about 90 minutes from now. 888-710-4ISN. That's 888-710-4ISN. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we all found out yesterday that Aaron Rodgers is going to be joining the Pittsburgh Steelers. What does this mean for Kirk Cousins? Because he is now down another option. We'll get into that on the other side of the break. At the top of the hour, we'll talk about some options potentially for Jason Kidd and Giannis. We got a lot to do. It's the JR Sport Brief Show on the Infinity Sports Network. And right now, it's time for a news flash. You just heard him. It's Rich Ackerman.
Infinity Sports Network Sports Flash.
Well, the Oilers have the upper hand right now, early in the Stanley Cup Finals after falling behind 3-0 last year. The Finals continue tonight in Edmonton with Game 2. This time they took the series opener from the defending champs thanks to Leon Draisaitl, who opened the scoring just over a minute in and then won it in overtime off a feed from Connor McDavid. The former MVP usually plays second fiddle to McDavid, who said his teammate simply does not get enough credit.
You can't put a number on it. He's invaluable. Does so many good things. Clutch. Face-offs, you name it, he does it.
McDavid had 2 assists in the series opener. The Dallas Stars failed to get this spot, flaming out in 5 games against the Oilers, and today fired head coach Pete DeBoer. The Diamondbacks suffered a big blow to their staff. Corbin Burns is headed for Tommy John surgery. He'll miss the rest of this year and at least part of next. He was in the first year of a 6-year, $210 million deal. Earlier today, it was the Rays over the Marlins by a score of 4-3, while the Phillies and Pirates are being held up by rain in Pittsburgh, and the Red Sox and Yankees won't start on time either in the Bronx as a passing storm has just passed through. Getting underway in just a couple of moments are the Rangers and the Nationals, while the Diamondbacks and Reds take the field at the top of the hour, as well as the Cubs and the Tigers. Yannick Sinner was a straight sets winner over Novak Djokovic and will face defending champ Carlos Alcaraz in the French Open final. I'm Rich Acker.
The Infinity Sports Network is on your smart speaker. All you have to say is, play Infinity Sports Network. That's it. Play Infinity Sports Network.
If you're like most people, you have no idea what to get Dad for Father's Day. Well, here's a gift idea you could feel really good about. KardioMobile 6L is the world's first FDA-cleared 6-lead personal EKG. It can detect 6 of the most common arrhythmias, including atrial fibrillation, a leading cause of stroke. KardioMobile is the perfect way for your dad to manage his heart health at home and between doctor's visits. It's small, easy to use, and records right to his phone. He gets 6 views of his heart. That's 6 times the data of any smartwatch at a fraction of the cost. Give your dad a gift that really matters. One that gives peace of mind for you and your dad. And now, for a limited time, Cardia is giving 10% off to all my listeners. Just go to Cardia.com. That's Kardia.com or Amazon and use code 10-6L Infinity. That's the number 10, 6L Infinity, to get 10% off your KardioMobile 6L in time for Father's Day.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
What do you call charging thousands of dollars for hearing aids? At MD Hearing, we call it outrageous, because hearing should not be a privilege for the rich. It's a basic need everyone deserves. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandra Porps, Head of Audiology at MD Hearing. If you or a loved one have trouble hearing but don't want to waste thousands for a hearing aid, MD Hearing was created for you by doctors and audiologists. A high-quality, FDA-registered hearing aid for a fraction of the price. No costly doctor visits, no expensive and time-consuming fittings, no bulky, old-fashioned hearing aids that cost thousands. The MD Hearing Neo is just $297 per pair. It's rechargeable and fits discreetly in your ear. Even better, it lets you hear what you've been missing at a savings of more than 90% off the average price of a traditional hearing aid.
Try MD Hearing risk-free for 45 days by calling 800-918-3920. Plus, you'll get free shipping. Call now, 800-918-3920. That's 800-918-3920.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-242-3186. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-242-3186. Stanley from New York owed $93,000. The IRS placed a levy on his bank account. Coast One released the levy and settled with the IRS for $2,000. Mark in Michigan owed $225,000. After Coast One stepped in, Mark walked away paying less than $1,500. Call Coast One now. A 10-minute call can save you up to 93% on your back taxes. Get your fresh start today. That's 800-242-3186.
Sponsored by Coast One Financial Group.
You're listening to the JR Sport Brief.
JR, first of all, I got to tell you something. I have been blind for 40 years now. I lost my eyesight when I was 19 years old. I've listened to sports radio for 40 years because it's more informative than television to me. You, my friend, are the most realistic broadcaster I have ever heard in my life, and I thank you.
Here's JR.
And I thank you. You have no idea. I'm very thankful. It is the JR Sport Brief Show here with you coast to coast on the Infinity Sports Network. Man. Hey, I'm trying to savor this time of the year from a sports perspective, right? Because we're going to blink. The NBA will be done. NHL will be done. Everything will be about Major League Baseball. I mean, this is even before we get to NFL training camp. And it's still time. We got the drafts coming up at the end of the month, but the winter sports are over. It's the summertime, baseball time, right? Before we get to training camp. And now even with an NFL story, Aaron Rodgers has let everybody know that he's going to let the Steelers know. He's going to show up and work for 1 year, or at least half a season, because basically it's June. By the time we get to December or early January, the season will be over for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, I'll give you guys six months of solid work. Why the hell not? Not the worst thing in the world. Aaron Rodgers could be stealing money. Pacers, some people say they stole a game last night. The same thing for the Edmonton Oilers coming back after being down 3-1, 4-3. But if you want to talk about anybody stealing anything, God bless him. Kirk Cousins, he has stolen and taken a lot of money in his NFL career. Just going from Washington to Minnesota and tag after tag after tag after tag. And then you're signing with Atlanta 4 years, $180 million. And certainly the Falcons taking on Michael Penix right after they signed him to the deal. Kirk Cousins wasn't happy with that. He sucked at the end of the year. Towards the end of the season, 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions. And then he waited until after the fact to get the Falcons in trouble and say that he was hurt. Yeah, the Falcons don't want him. Kirk Cousins doesn't want the Falcons. And now that Aaron Rodgers is on his way to Pittsburgh, that is one less destination for Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins was openly flirting with the Cleveland Browns earlier in the offseason. Popping up at Cleveland restaurants. It's like he took a day trip just to pose and take photos at local establishments. Yeah, Kirk Cousins isn't the type of guy to make a public stink. He's not going to put in a trade demand. He's just going to be polite about it because it's Kirk Cousins. Well, there ain't no spots for him in Cleveland. We talked about that yesterday. They got 4 quarterbacks who their offensive coordinator legitimately says could start. We could see Shador start, but I highly doubt it. Not at all. Think about Minnesota. Why would they want to rock the apple cart? Unless J.J. McCarthy really sucks, why the hell would they go back in time to have Kirk Cousins just hold down the fort? And why would he want to go back unless he says, man, I can really steal this job? There's no job in Pittsburgh for him unless Aaron Rodgers rips up his leg in training camp. I'm not hoping or asking for it. That's just my thought. Kirk Cousins has run out of options. This is like a game of musical chairs, and everybody is sitting down except for Kirk Cousins. He's standing up, holding a clipboard for the Falcons. Or at least that's what he would be doing because he's not at camp. Kirk Cousins was not at training camp, mini camp, voluntary mini camp. He was hanging out with his wife and kids. Why not? I don't know where he was, but I assume that's what he's doing. And so what's realistic for Kirk Cousins? Is he getting traded? Is he traded? Is he getting cut? Apparently the Falcons, they want a team to pay almost half of his salary. He is owed $45 million. They want somebody to come through and at least put up 20. Is he really worth it? Like some other guy would have to blow his leg out in training camp. Some team would have to go, my God, our best option just went down in order to pay Kirk Cousins. Why would anybody do that? I mean, back in April, the general manager here in Atlanta of the Falcons, Terry Fontenot, he was asked about Cousins and how the trade offers were looking, how this process was going to go, and I'm sure it's going to be worse now that Pittsburgh is off the board.
We just have to look at whatever, say if we get an offer on any player. We get an offer, we have to look at it and say, is this going to help our team? Is this the betterment of our team? And then we'll do it. With Kirk or anyone else, it comes down to that. But the report that says there's a specific number, that's not accurate. We haven't said that.
Oh, so you don't need nobody to come through and take half. Okay, all right. He could have said that about anybody. We have heard that time after time after time. Yeah, we just got to wait for a deal to come through that makes sense for us. Well, no.
Welcome back to Jim Patterson Stadium. Sean Moth here with you, and I believe we are doing what we can to circumvent the rules and regulations of NCAA baseball with the lightning strike rule. There was one strike within range. The lone strike is what paused us. Miami's on the field throwing warm-up tosses, and we're not sure we're going to get going again, but we wanted to be back in case because there seemed like some urgency to do so. So, once again, it's Brixton Lofgren on the mound. There's 2 out. Zion Rose set to bat on the bottom of the 8th inning. And there's just a mad scramble and a mad hope in a steady rain that we are able to resume things here. And the NCAA reps literally on the phone with the, albeit, I'm not going to say it, the powers that be. Dan McDonald is chatting with an umpire. J.D. Arteaga's had some conversations. Our local weather personality is discussing things with the NCAA and the umpiring crew. And we are kind of in a holding pattern, but that 30-minute rule basically would have to wait until 6:55 to get things going again, but that's running the risk of having another lightning strike, and there have been some strikes out by Brandenburg and Corridon, so this feels like the old Vincent Price pit in the pendulum. It's just a matter of time before this pendulum drops low enough to sever ties to the finish of this ball game. And there's some thought around the press box that the coaches are going to be less than likely to want to hang out late tonight, knowing they have to come back tomorrow, and maybe more inclined to say come back at 10 a.m. and finish up. And now the umpire is walking back out to talk to the pitcher, Brixton Lofgren, who has been throwing some warm-up tosses, kind of putting things on hold here. This is not the play-by-play I was trained for or hired for, but it's what we have in front of us right now. Steady rain falling. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, 4 outs away from a resolution of this Game 1 of the Super Regional. Zion Rose anxiously standing on deck, as I would say eager, but I think he's very hopeful that we can get in some baseball, because tomorrow morning is not an ideal situation to finish up a game ahead of playing another full game. The good news is we're on the right side of this 8-1 ledger. So the NCAA reps all on their phones. It is a gathering of 5 individuals, one of those with ESPN just relaying messages. A great blue heron flies over the batter's eye and beyond the lights off in left center field, heading toward the Ohio River. Lofgren continues to throw pitches. He's probably up to about 40 pitches here. The fans were sent out of the stadium, and I imagine a number of them are in their cars scratching their heads, because all indications were that this one was not going to resume anytime soon, and it still may not, but they're trying to get confirmation, and they're going to wait long enough trying to get confirmation that the 30 minutes is going to pass. Again, the concern is news strikes, and the ultimate note here is that the safety of the players and fans is the first and foremost priority for everybody involved, and these NCAA regulations have things set up to protect as much as possible. We need a Papa John's play of the game. Let's go ahead and feed that to you now. It's brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Pike, on the first pitch of the 2nd inning, sent one oppo for his 4th home run of the year, 371 feet. And Jake Monroe followed on a 2-0 pitch off the batter's eye for his 10th back-to-back home runs in the 2nd inning to make it 2-0 Cards. Our Papa John's play of the game. Patrick Forbes wriggled out of a bases-loaded jam in the 2nd inning ahead of those 2 home runs, and then again following those 2 home runs, limiting to just a sac fly off the bat of Gonzalez that scored Cuvée, and that has been the Miami offense. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, 12 left on base. 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors, 7 stranded for the Louisville Cardinals in this ballgame. The starter for the Miami Hurricanes, A.J. Siskar, the freshman, went 2 1/3 innings, 7 runs, 6 earned, 7 hits, a walk, a strikeout. He gave up all 3 home runs and 1 of the 2 doubles, throwing just 41 pitches and watching his earned run average balloon almost more than half a point, or I should say, more than half a point, almost 3/4 of a point. Dorn came on for 2 2/3, giving up a run, and then Cleveland for 2, and now Lofgren trying to work his final frame out of the bullpen for the Canes. For the Cards, starter Patrick Forbes, 5 2/3, a run, 4 hits, 4 walks, 9 Ks, 107 pitches, 63 for strikes, pitching in and out of trouble a bit, but he whittles his ERA down ever further. Cutts went an inning and a third, a hit, a walk, 2 Ks, and gave way to West, who pitched the top of the 8th inning, giving up a leadoff double and then picking up a backwards K, a flyout, and a flyout to close things down. A strikeout and a hit then for West in his inning of work. So 8-1 Cardinals, 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Zion Rose hoping against hope that with a 25-minute delay or 30-minute delay to start our game, that the 6:25 lightning strike can lead to a resolution and some baseball here, trying to get the final 4 outs of this game. And I know both coaching staffs, both teams, and all the fans would like that to happen here, albeit reluctantly for the fans who had to exit the stadium. We're here to paint that picture for you, but right now it's a bunch of guys standing around. So there's not much to tell you. Coach Mack talking with some team personnel. Kamayu Neighbors showing off his best dance moves. And they're addressing the wrong booth to get that done. Again, we're in a holding pattern of holding patterns. The rain is pouring down. The tarp was pulled. The teams were put on the field. So now, and I think the dugout wants something to dance to. I think they want the Cupid shuffle. If we relay that. That seems like the request from Peter Michael and Kamayu Neighbors. They're going to have to settle for ABBA right now. And again, a steady rain falling ahead of what initially was thought to be some pretty severe storms. It looks like a lot of that is going to be south and north, as there's a pretty good lineup by Seymour, Indiana. No current watches or warnings in the immediate area, but again, down toward Litchfield, Kentucky, and in that southwestern part of the state, there is a tornado watch that was issued until looks like 8 p.m. So caution all of those folks. And ABBA asking for a man after midnight. The fans and players here hoping for a ball game that ends before midnight. As at this point, I don't know what's holding us up, because I thought we were past the 30-minute window and had the free reign to resume things here. Fans have exited, and the players wanting something to dance to. And so now the dance has begun. Kamayu Neighbors initiating the dance-off out in front of the dugout. Young man from California is team captain in his first season for a reason. And what are we standing around doing? So I told poor Zach back at the studio and tried to let Dave know that this might happen in a hurry, and all we've done is hurry up and wait with a rain-drenched Miami 9 on the diamond, sulking through an 8-1 deficit. And I don't know. I feel like our NCAA rep is talking to someone else, because our 30-minute window has closed. The last strike was more than 30 minutes ago by my count. And still discussions. If we wait long enough, we're going to get another lightning strike, and all this effort to try to get going again is going to be wasted. And leave it to Zion Rose to lay down a bunt on the wet turf after we do get a resumption. But Dan McDonald getting a little frustrated at this point. I think everybody is. At this point, who cares what the forecast is? If you think we can play through the rain and the 30 minutes has expired, then let's go. And NCAA reps wanting to go by the book, we respect and understand that. But ironically, with an on-field mic for this umpiring crew, the communication has been absolutely dismal. And Stephen Williams next door trying to do what he can to get an explanation as to what is going on. And we are still in this pause and wait mode. So let's go to the scoreboard. And we'll remind you that the number 5 national seed North Carolina in Chapel Hill just boat raced Arizona. 18-2. 5-run first and 8th innings. So bookending their victory in game 1. They're 27 outs away from Omaha. And out in Corvallis, Florida State, the 8 seed nationally, has a 1-0 lead over Oregon State, the 9 seed nationally. Coastal Carolina and Auburn are later tonight. We'll check over to the folks on Twitter who have been very active. We very much appreciate that, and we've got a lot to get to here. Bryce had a bad week at work, but some home run calls help things out. Hopefully we all keep the good vibes going. Jonathan asking why I didn't sing today. Well, a lot of times the NCAA reps don't allow it. So I don't know if that was the case or not, but there was no communication ahead of it. D-Mac says it's raining in Columbia, but still happily listening to the Cards. And we have a nice attempt at me saying something inappropriate on the radio, but that is not a real city in Indiana, nor am I going to try to say it on the air, but good try. We've got a postal route in Prospect, C. Miles, tuning in and living up to that oath, playing through the weather and working through the weather. Daniel wanting to know if it's an official complete game if we get ended before 9. No, not in the postseason. The game is played. You have got to be kidding me. We just saw the motion to wave the team off the field. Dan McDonald's about ready to lose his mind because we have messed around for 6 minutes that we could be playing baseball. A heavy rain continues to fall. Well, a moderate rain continues to fall. Got an update. It's raining in PRP, and that we'll be seeing it soon. And yeah, somebody appreciated the goose reference. David asking the same thing about the game. Whatever we don't finish here or tonight will be resumed tomorrow. And there's a heavy thought that it will be a resumption tomorrow. The gathering with coaches, NCAA representatives, umpires has cleared the Miami Hurricanes off the field. The tarp is coming back out, and apparently I've just sat here and talked for 12 minutes for absolutely nothing, which describes about 14% of my life, so that's okay. I will take the message of the tarp coming back on the diamond that we are not going to play baseball in the immediate future. And I just feel like the NCAA has done a disastrous job of handling this situation because we could have been playing for 7 minutes, which might have been enough to get this through. And I know Dan McDonald well enough to know his body language right now that he is furious at the NCAA rep. He's not going to go Kevin O'Sullivan, I can guarantee you that. But has the permanent shrug gesture as though to say, why didn't we play? We can play through rain. Who cares what the forecast is? And to me, that's the frustration. It doesn't matter what the forecast says. If we're safe from lightning, let's play ball. But the tarp is back out. We're assuming that we're not playing baseball just yet. We're hoping that we may. So with that, I hope you'd enjoyed this 15-minute interlude of discussions. Do we have any news, Stephen? Well, I thought the 30 minutes has already expired. This ineptitude by our NCAA rep is equaled only by the head office in Indianapolis. And ESPN apparently not helping either. And so, but J.D. Arteaga and Dan McDonald probably right now just saying they'll arm wrestle for the last few outs. But you can see how mad Coach Mack is, and the tarp goes back on the diamond. We'll keep you updated. They're still trying to get this one finished. Knowing how things have gone, maybe we'll be right back with it. We might be a while. Who knows? We'll do what we can to let you know. My apologies to the two stations for coming back. We're just trying to get a win here in the books. 8-1 Cards lead it. We're an out away from getting to the top of the ninth. Cards are the home team, so we're just 4 outs away from Louisville getting a win in Game 1 of this Super Regional. But rain has delayed us, or at least continued this delay. So we will come back to you when baseball is actually going to be played. So with that, back to the studios, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Cards lead at 8-1. We hope you enjoyed that. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
NBA in his life, okay? Never been a full-time coach in his life. Got Knick fans screaming about him. Why do you want a guy who has no experience and the expectations are now set for you to now advance past the conference finals and go to the NBA finals? You want to bring in a rookie? You want to bring in a novice? And what sense does that make? You walk into a fancy restaurant and they got a new chef back there and he ain't never cooked in a restaurant in his life. Do you want that, or do you want the chef back there who has some experience? Why would it be any different in the world of basketball? And so we got all these rumors that are floating and running around right now that apparently the New York Knicks do want another coach with plenty of experience. This man's been coaching in the league, sounds crazy, since 2013. That's when he got his start with the Brooklyn Nets. His name is Jason Kidd. Yeah. Former champ, used to run up and down the court for the Suns, the Mavs, the Nets, went to the finals, got smacked around by the Lakers. Yeah, Jason Kidd, the current coach of the Dallas Mavericks. Of course, if the New York Knicks want Jason Kidd, they're going to have to consummate a trade for Jason Kidd, who has 2 years left on his current contract. And yeah, we know that Luka Doncic is no longer on the team. If you are Jason Kidd, do you trust Nico Harrison? I know they had that awkward press conference where Nico Harrison sat right there and just like, oh, Jason didn't know anything. And Jason Kidd, he looked like he was a hostage to the entire situation. And now they got Cooper Flagg coming in. But does Jason Kidd want to deal with this? Does he want to go back to New York? He played for the Knicks, ended his career with the Knicks, coached at Brooklyn, got his start, and played in New Jersey. Does Jason Kidd from the Bay Area, does he want to coach the Knicks? He interviewed with the team before Tom Thibodeau got the job. I don't know if it's so much about Jason Kidd coaching the team. That doesn't excite me. That doesn't do anything for me. I said it when Tom Thibodeau got fired earlier this week. It's not so much about who coaches the Knicks, but what talent they get their hands on. If Jason Kidd is going to beget another talent, a superstar talent, a big-name talent for the Knicks, then we might be talking. And apparently Jason Kidd is already excited about what's in store. You know, Jason Kidd, he was on the DLLS podcast, All Things Dallas, and he was asked about Cooper Flagg, and he kind of beat around the bush just a little bit. Listen to what Jason Kidd said.
We love that kid from Duke. Been studying him a little bit. And so, that's the answer. That's the real answer. I mean, this draft is really talented. You have some young men, at the University of Rutgers. And so, it's exciting. But, right now I'm studying the young man, that used to play at Duke.
Man, it kills me that he called it the University of Rutgers. Man, you used to play in New Jersey. I know you were busy. Had a wife, had a kid. This kid got to be old as hell now. Damn, TJ kid, I got to be like, Bacha, how old is he? Got to be 30 right now?
I got to look it up. Because isn't Jason Kidd like close to 50?
Yeah, Jason Kidd got to be, he got to be maybe just about, yeah.
Trey Jason Kidd is 26.
His son, who? TJ.
Yeah, Trey Jason. Google gave me his full name.
Is how old? 26?
Yep, 26, going to be 27 in October.
Oh, he's younger than what I thought he'd be. Wow. Yeah, Jason Kidd he was busy in New Jersey playing basketball. Maybe he never stepped foot on Rutgers University in his life, University of Rutgers.
Welcome back to Jim Patterson Stadium. Have you missed us? We're back, and we're going to play baseball, darn it. All right. Someone listening in Atlanta telling me that Auburn's in Central Time. So thank you for that, Brian. I appreciate that. Got a few more folks that have tuned in and mentioned. Donna, thank you so much for the kind words. And Carrie joining us as well. Some fans are filing back in, and yes, folks, baseball is going to happen. Apparently the NCAA and ESPN were not on the same page, but ESPN has to be back for us to play baseball because the contract says that if baseball's played, they are broadcasting it. And I get that, but I don't get why we weren't back. So here we go. Final warm-up toss from Brixton Lofgren. The throw down to second. The steady rain has continued to fall. The hardiest of fans are filing back in the building, wanting to see the final two outs of this one. And many thanks to everybody that came out today. And we would love to have you back twice as loud tomorrow. Hopefully the Cards can finish this one up. Zion Rose digs in. 2 out, nobody on, 8th inning. Kick in the delivery is fouled off. 0-1 the count to Zion Rose. Zion 1 for 3 in the ballgame. A long layoff for Lofgren and a wave and a miss at a changeup, and it's 0-2. We're going to get a 3-pitch out and then a 4-pitch inning, and we're going to be out of here, right? I hope so. The 0-2 in the air, shallow right. Gutierrez, the new outfielder, his first chance. 2 steps to his right. He's got it. And to the 9th we go. 8-1 Cardinals. It is 2-3-4 in the order. We'll tell you who comes out to face. Well, it's going to be West. He jogs onto the diamond, ready to go. 8-1 Cards, on to the 9th. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Pro Rehab Physical Therapy can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 20 convenient locations across Kentuckiana, contact Pro Rehab Physical Therapy today at ProRehab.com to see a physical therapist. Pro Rehab Physical Therapy, a proud partner of the Louisville Cardinals and trusted choice for keeping Card fans in the game.
Hey there, Cardinals fans. Your home deserves top-tier care and attention. That's why you can count on Southern Roofing and Renovations, your trusted local roofing expert. From the moment they arrive to the final inspection, Southern Roofing provides a guided experience from start to finish. Whether it's a quick repair or a full roof replacement, they've got you covered with the dedication and quality you can rely on. Visit SouthernRNR.com and see the Southern difference for yourself.
Stadium. Another side note, it's nice to see how much they're concerned about the radio broadcast being able to come back just at the drop of a hat for baseball. But here we are talking about the Louisville Cardinals into the 9th inning with Justin West working around a leadoff double in the 8th. 8-1 Cards trying to wrap it up here. It was a 30-minute delay to start the game, and then approximately 45 minutes for our second delay. Galvin has doubled twice and singled. He's 3 for 4. Dangerous man to start things out, and the fastball misses up, and the velo's a little down for West. 1-0 the count. Cards don't want to burn another arm if they don't have to. The wind to the 1-0. Over for a strike, 1-1 at 87 with the fastball. There was a rather odd rain game against this same Miami team that saw the Cardinals have to slog through a downpour and give up a ton of runs. The 1-1 to center field. Charging in is Moore. 1 away. So Galvin is solved, and Cuvée will bat for the 4th time. And he will bat this time with the bases empty. He struck out in the 1st, hit by a pitch and scored Miami's run in the 3rd, fanned in the 4th, and swung and missed on an 0-2 pitch in the 7th. So strikeouts number 2, 7, and 10 of the game for the Cardinals pitching staff are the ACC first-team All-League selection and Hattiesburg Most Outstanding Player Daniel Cuvée. West fires, and this one's lifted to right. Backing on it is Pike, still backpedaling at the track, 2 away. For those that left us, we apologize. The NC could have handled this much better. But the bottom line is we're an out away from a 1-0 lead in a best-of-3 series against the Miami Hurricanes with a trip to the College World Series in Omaha on the line. And sincerest thanks to everybody that showed up and showed out, creating just a brilliant atmosphere here today. Just a smattering of fans now with 2 out, nobody on for Gonzalez, and he takes a called strike, 0-1. The emotion in the dugout no less than it was on first pitch. Just a little quieter atmosphere here as the Cards again and out away. 2 out, nobody on. Gonzalez, the 0-1. Misses up and in. 1-1 the count. Fly out to left in the 1st, double in the 3rd, backwards K on a 3-2 pitch in the 5th, and a walk in the 7th. The 1-1 from West. Upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 out, 9th inning, 8-1 Louisville. Game 1 of our Super Regional. 2 zeros in the lineup in this game. The 2-1 to center field. Moore coming over. He's got it. The Cards win. After all those theatrics, 4 straight outs, and Louisville in the driver's seat with an 8-1 victory in Game 1 of the 2025 Louisville Super Regional. The coaches exchange handshakes. The final coach that Dan McDonald greets, longtime Louisville Cardinal Chris Dominguez. A hug with his mentor for Ming, and the Cardinals salt this victory away, 8-1 the final, and an impressive outing at the plate, in the field, and on the mound. Our postgame is next. This is Louisville Baseball from Learfield.
These days, your company needs more than a printer. You need Clark & Riggs. Clark & Riggs offers, well, everything. On-demand and variable data printing, direct mail management,